New York is the food capital of the world. Today we'll show you around the city's best bites, from pizza to burgers, Chinese food, and even the wildest deli sandwiches. Let the food tour begin.
We've got Greg back on the channel, native New Yorker and food guide, and we are starting at an Irish pub. It feels like Ireland today with this mist. Donovan's. And they're synonymous with their burger, right?
Absolutely, they're very famous for their burger, and this is kind of a piece of old school Woodside. Woodside used to be a very Irish neighborhood, 80% back in the 30s. Become more diverse, but Donovan's been a staple ever since the 60s.
All right, I'm hungry. I gotta check this burger out. Let's do it. I feel like we're stepping back in time.
Joe Donovan and his father took over in 1966. I mean, it's a really big part of the community. This is the place everybody wants to meet and hang out.
How did the burger get so famous? I'm curious.
That's Joe Donovan. He has a burger which is, chopped meat, which he puts cuts of steak into, and we never changed it. We just kept going, and it's still being raved as one of the best burgers you could get in the city. And those are his father's boots, a symbol of the Irish hard working and a good look. So we have 3 fireplaces. That's a big help. People love coming in to see that. 10 Salvador Dalis, and they're all signed up. Yeah.
You're like a surpriser in every room here.
That's what I said. There's a story in every room. So,
Yeah, even look at the clock right there.
Oh, you're...
So this is our famous Donovan's handcrafted burger, 8-ounce burger, ground beef, chuck steak, and brisket, and other ingredients which gonna keep to ourselves.
If you think it's excruciating waiting for your food sitting at a table, imagine watching it being made and all those smells.
Oh man, the smell of this burger grilling was just intoxicating. I couldn't take it anymore.
Being ranked one of the best burgers in New York, I'm amazed at the simplicity of this.
I am too. I love places like this, and I've had this burger several times. It's been a little while, but definitely comes to mind when I think of some of the best burgers in Queens. Is always high on that list.
The steak fries on the side, looking quite enticing, but you can see the patty is the star of this burger.
Look how juicy this is. The bottom of that bun, you can already see like the burger juices there. That's the first thing that came to mind. Like when I felt it, I didn't even put anything on. I don't want any ketchup. I just want to taste it just as it is.
All right, let's take a bite.
Oh yeah.
Wow is the right word. This is a patty-forward burger. It's so juicy, so moist. Like that first bite, I didn't notice anything else but the beef there. And that's exactly what you're looking for out of a burger like this.
Absolutely, like the juiciness of that burger is really top notch. You get a little bit of saltiness from the cheese on both layers. He does put it on both sides of the bun. But I really like just the star of the show is the patty. They have other varieties here. You can get bacon, you get egg, you get avocado if you like, but I think the cheeseburger is the way to go just for how juicy and just high quality the patty is.
This is one of those burgers I think you could eat this too quickly if you're not careful.
I'm already on my way, I gotta chill out.
Look at all the juices from the patty that have already seeped out.
I'm gonna use like a dipping for my fries.
A little ketchup, a little burger juice. Don't sleep on the steak fries either.
No, it's real potatoes. These are not frozen. These are definitely handmade. And that's the thing what I really appreciate about Donovan's. I've been here before.
On this channel, we've had lots of different burgers, lots of different foods that are so full of flavor and so full of different ingredients. And hint, hint, that is coming later on. We are gonna show you more of that. But something like this, it's just a throwback to the classic burger. He said it's not really changed.
No, I didn't even realize. I've been here several times. I didn't even realize there was other rooms on the other side. I think I've only made it to this part of the dining room.
I'm gonna say, this is the coziest pub I've ever been to. Maybe not just in New York City, but in my entire life. I've been to some pubs in Ireland, and I was telling Jimmy, the owner, I completely get that vibe here. They nailed it 100%, even with the fireplaces in the winter. Only thing missing right now, if we didn't have more places to visit, a Guinness. Perfection.
Any situation is a great spot. If you want to just have a beer and burger at the bar, you can do that too.
If you're an art collector, go check out their Salvador Dali collection in the other room. I completely did not see the surrealist thing coming. And it's amazing because we talked about it as we walked in, how this neighborhood used to be super Irish. Not a ton of Irish pubs left in New York. Tend to see them more in Midtown Manhattan. That's a spot that has it. But to get a burger this good and step back in time into a cozy pub, that's like the ultimate experience for me.
Keep a place alive like this is very important to the community because you don't know really what you have till it's gone, and they recognize that.
Now I understand why the owner said, we have so much great food here, shepherd's pie, salmon's amazing, but everybody keeps ordering the burger because it's difficult to want to order anything else.
When I really crave a burger, just like a classic no frills burger here in Queens, I will come here.
3 types of beef in this.
Chuck steak, brisket, ground beef.
It's a lot bigger than I expected too.
It is, it's huge. It's like 2 hockey pucks or something.
If this was a ratings channel, which we are not, I think I'd give this a 10 out of 10.
You really get like a nice baseline of what a classic burger is supposed to taste like. And I'm gonna show you some interesting stuff later.
Greg, from Irish to Dominican chimitos here, and I don't know, this looks straight out of Miami Beach.
Yeah, I do love the neon signage. So Corona here does have a pretty big Dominican community. Now, chimneys usually find on the streets at trucks.
This one's special. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, your first time,
First
chimney,
time,
right?
first chimney.
My name is Max Pina. I'm the owner of Chimito, operating since 2022. I only started with the chimneys. This is the only place, I believe, in Dominican Republic or in United States that is dedicated to elaborate the chimneys. It's our national Dominican sandwich. We have 10 different ones. It doesn't matter your nationality because the sandwich is so flavorful, you're gonna love it. The real name is chimichurri. Argentinian immigrants were living in Dominican Republic. They wanna make extra money. They're making choripan, Argentinian chorizo. They asked you want chimichurri sauce? The other guy say, I don't wanna do the same thing. I wanna do burgers. But they didn't have no money, to buy burger buns and the meat, which they went like this. They open as a patty.
Yeah.
We're using the green tomato, the white onion, and the cabbage, and a lot of pink sauce. But at the end, he used to ask, you want me to put chimichurri? We never call the sandwich burger. We call it chimichurri. It became the national Dominican sandwich.
So this is a mix, you said, of pork and beef?
Yes, otherwise you won't get the texture.
Yeah.
But this is the original, this is it. This is the most similar to the pan de agua. It's a Portuguese crunch in the top, go through the toast, it gets crunchy, it have to be crunchy. As a Caribbean, we like everything a little burnt. Beautiful green tomatoes that you're only gonna find it on chimitos, shredded cabbage. The main ingredients, ketchup and mayo, otherwise it won't taste the same.
The mustard?
Yes, that sauce.
So Greg with a little bit of a curveball here. Instead of your traditional American burger, we're going with a chimney. And I loved hearing Max tell us the whole story, how this is most famous food out of the Dominican Republic. And I'm ashamed to say I've actually never tried it before.
You're in for a treat, I'll tell you that.
You could spend so many years living in New York and try something new every single day. And you just saw all the crazy amount of ingredients smothered in ketchup and mayo and cabbage and
The green tomato stands out too.
The green tomato.
And I love the bread. That's really what stands out too. Obviously burgers, sandwiches, bread's also very important. You can tell here it's got a nice crunch to it. I can already feel it.
Down this. I've never had this before. You know, with a lot of burgers, it's just about the meat, but this is about the entire bite in one, getting all those flavors together. Ketchup and mayo really hitting me hard up top. Tasty patty at the bottom, the chorizo, half pork, half beef. Where has this been my whole life?
Yeah, I love the whole package. I love the crunchiness you get out of that cabbage. It kind of lightens it up a little bit too, right? It's not as heavy as you might think. You think mayo can be a little heavy, not so much. And the bread, I love the bread. I love good bread on any sandwich. Basically 2 layers of crunch, the bread, and then you get the cabbage in there too. And then you get that green tomato, which is an interesting curveball there.
And what's incredible is if you don't want the traditional chimney, you can get vegetarian options. They have 10 different varieties here. He thinks the only spot in the US that just specializes in this one sandwich, which we are putting into the burger video. Max was telling us, putting it through the toaster, getting it nice and crunchy. Man, the sauces just work well together. And he was saying in the DR that you let all the ingredients fall into the plastic bag and then you scoop it up after with a spoon. We might have to try that after.
I don't know about the spoon, I'm gonna try with it.
There's gonna be some good stuff underneath.
You'll be making a mess, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that hot sauce and mustard there too. You taste it, it's very subtle. It detracts a little bit from the sweetness, which is nice.
You know, he was telling me that late night is the most popular time here. I am not surprised. If you went out for the night, imagine finishing it off with this.
I think that's the only time I've ever had this at late night.
Yeah.
It's probably the earliest time of day I've ever had a chimney in my life.
But many people who are not from New York may not realize is that the number one group of immigrants in the New York City area are from the Dominican Republic. But you don't just have to go to, let's say, Washington Heights to find good Dominican food. You can come here to Corona.
Yeah, there's a lot of good spots here in Corona for Dominican food. I'm glad this is a specialized place for chimneys. And it's a really cool little hole in the wall spot. You can also go down the block later and get a lemon ice kick from Lemon Ice Kick Corona.
It's every bite is a different experience. You're getting something else. Some bites I'm getting more of the ketchup mayo, some bites I'm getting more of the chorizo. I don't say that too often. This is very fun to eat. And it's not unmanageable. You have the bag catching everything, which I like.
I think that's crucial.
It is crucial. I don't know how you would eat this with just a paper plate. No, you need this bag.
It's gonna drip down your arm.
Oh yeah, I could not recommend this highly enough. I need a napkin really badly too.
Yeah, that's the point.
You know, I'm also ashamed to admit the last time I was in the DR, I was at an all-inclusive resort, and they definitely did not have this on the menu. Next time I'm going outside and getting some street food. You already smashed it, wow.
It's been a long time, it takes me back. But like, this is a little different though, I like it.
So you got a Avena with lime, we got fresh Hugo here.
It's funny because it looks like coconut.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that was coconut,
Yeah.
and I got tamarind. I mean, spending a lot of time in Mexico, I'm used to just fresh juices all the time, so let's try this.
That's good. You know what? It almost tastes like a pina colada, but like oatmeal pina colada in a way. But not even, I think the oat doesn't taste too strong. It really tastes like a pina colada.
Do you think Dominican food in New York gets enough love from people who aren't Latino?
Probably not. I think it's pretty underrated. Like, I have a favorite place I like to go to. It's like a corner store, steam table place. They make really good arroz moro, like rice and beans mixed together.
Yeah.
Usually I get some either pernil or some like stewed goat, stewed chivo. Like, even there's a really good place out in Rockaway Beach that's Bourdain went to that's really good for Dominican food that's open all the time.
I've been sleeping on Dominican food way too long. Yeah. I admit it. If you're enjoying this off the Eaten Path adventure and you want Greg to guide you, consider taking his food tour. It is super popular. Link down below in the description. It will be the highlight of your trip to New York, trust me.
Yeah, come join me. Love to have you here.
All right, from the Dominican Republic, we're going for a Colombian burger at Prontito. And this could be one of the most unique burgers many of the viewers and myself have ever seen.
One of the most unique, one of the heaviest, and one of the most extravagant burgers you will ever see. This place is very famous for it.
I have a little appetite left. I think let's see if we can handle this. All right, this spot's cool.
I mean, you got the cool mural on the back. So this is a very popular Colombian fast food spot here in Queens. Very packed here in the summertime, especially because I have over here Shave Ice Station, Cholados. But we're here for something else.
Something a little extreme.
A little bit is understatement. Hola. Arepa burger? Gracias.
That's a sight for sore eyes right there.
Wow.
I don't know how we're gonna eat that, but we're gonna try. Surgical procedure to split this thing up, okay? That's the first thing you see. They're famous arepa burger. I want you to break this down for us.
The funny thing, actually the arepa burger is like a rendition of their more famous Prontito burger. So it's really one of the most excessive burgers like I've ever seen before. Definitely a late night special after drinking. This is probably the definition of drunk food. But you got your burger patty, you have tons of bacon here, you have cheese, you have mayo ketchup, you have pineapple sauce, crushed potato chips, how crazy is that? And there's actually a quail egg impaled on the top of this thing. That's the craziest part. So you have to take it out first so you don't stab yourself in the mouth with a toothpick.
That would be a beginner's mistake to try to bite the quail egg from the top there. I'm trying to grab the bottom here with the arepa.
Yeah, and they put another toothpick in here to keep it together because there is no non-sloppy way, there's no graceful way to eat this burger. You just gotta try to hang on for dear life. Basically the big difference here, instead of their classic Prontito burgers, they actually use, instead of buns, you have arepas. So if you don't know about arepas, they're corn cakes. I love what it adds to this burger. Let's do it.
We're getting messy. I don't know what I just bit. I bit a lot of it. Ooh.
I think what really stands out on first bite is that smoky bacon.
Yeah.
That smokiness really hits you right away. Yeah, you get the crunchiness of the crushed potato chips in there. You have all those sauces. You're gonna end up with sauce all over your mouth, but that's okay. I love the sweetness of the corn in that arepa. The arepa is really cool. It's maybe not the sturdiest vehicle for this burger, but I love the flavor it adds to it. I neglect to mention, there's also ham in here.
What's not in this thing?
Not
Three different types of meat going on. And I love the arepa. It is difficult because it's falling apart. I'm gonna have to eat this in like different steps. But the beef is tremendous. And all of those sauces together, it's just like a flavor explosion you're not soon gonna forget.
There's also some grilled onions on here too, which adds a nice like subtle sweetness and nice crunch to it too. Just falling apart.
As you said, I'm holding on for dear life here. And the amazing thing about the city is that you have every type of burger imaginable. From like fast food spots, to classic pub burgers, to Dominican burgers, even eating a chimi. What can't you find in New York? That's what I gotta ask.
I'll say that these types of burgers have become more and more popular in the neighborhood. Because, this is Elmhurst, also Jackson Heights is just a few steps away. So there's a huge Colombian community here and has been for many years. And I've really just seen the rise of these extravagant burgers, especially at night. If you walk down Roosevelt Avenue or Northern Boulevard at night, there's a lot of bars and clubs. You have even burger trucks that set up outside. So this is not something that you eat only when you're drunk and it tastes good. It tastes good sober, I'll tell you that.
A lot of tastes going on. Mine fell into like 3 different pieces. I don't know how Greg kept that together. I think that's from a lot of experience.
Barely.
Explosion of meat, that's it.
It's also interesting, they do put a little bit of pineapple sauce in here, so it gives it another little bit of sweetness in there from that.
I just noticed the pineapple right now. It's funny you mentioned that.
So a burger with this many ingredients, you kind of have to keep eating it to discover some of the other ingredients and like taste them.
Even though It is difficult to keep all this food together with an arepa. I think if you're feeling adventurous, this is the way to go.
So it also gives it like, even more of like a Colombian twist because arepa is very popular in Colombian cuisine, so you add this in instead of a burger bun.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to diversify.
I mean, you could order it just as a regular burger if you want.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
You could. We just did it with the arepa, just kind of differentiate and give it a different flavor, but.
This reminds me of Brennan and Carr, the roast beef sandwich that's like dipped in everything, and they call it the fork and knife job. That's what we're doing here. Double fried fries, Greg was saying, very crispy, much different than the fries we had at Donovan's, which were your typical steak fries. Apple flavored soda, Postamon.
Yeah, Postamon's a very classic Colombian soda. One of the most popular. You know, you have a few different types of Colombian sodas you can get here. I haven't had this in many years. My first time having it in a long time.
We could have made this video a lot more traditional, but I'm glad that you didn't do that.
No, that's the last thing. For Queens, I can't just keep it only traditional, only simple. As much as I appreciate simplicity and like well-made burgers, I'm glad we did include one of those in this video. Like, I do like to show just some of the international flair that Queens has to offer because we're the most diverse borough in New York and one of the most diverse areas in the whole world.
Bring a big appetite, bring a little adventure, and have some fun.
In this video, I'll be visiting 3 restaurants hidden in NYC gas stations. Yes, the places you go to feed your car, not you. Will it be worth it? I don't know. Will I get sick? Maybe. But I've never heard of anything like this before, and they're blowing up on Instagram. Starting with Smacking Burger. Evan, this is the last gas station in Lower Manhattan. Did you know that?
I didn't even know we had gas stations in New York.
You want to see what this looks like?
Yeah.
This is Smacking Burger located in West Village, and what makes this place stand out are their different variations of smash burgers and their crispy loaded fries.
That's
I
a
got
lot
their
of
classic
everything.
burger, their
Oh
mushroom
my
burger,
God.
their Oklahoma burger, but my favorite was the Big Smack.
I want that Oklahoma in me right this second.
Get this man is Oklahoma, let's go. This place is popping, just open and it's packed. I think they might make more money on the burgers than the gas. 1 classic, 1 Big Smack, 1 Oklahoma, 1 world famous fry. Yeah, that's it. Imagine I tripped right now, it would suck. Evan, Christmas has just come early.
Christmas don't taste as good.
The Big Smack, not the Big Mac. We've got a double smash patty with caramelized onions, pickles, shreddis, American cheese, and signature smack sauce on the Martin sesame bun. Evan, what's on the Oklahoma?
You know, I like a challenge. Let's see if I can take a bite and guess. Just speak it to me. I got a double smash patty.
Yep.
Caramelized onions.
Yep.
American.
Yep.
I'm gonna go bread and butter pickles maybe?
Just pickles listed.
A lot of butter too, which I love.
You're missing 1 sauce.
Is it a garlic aioli?
Horseradish. You were close, you were close.
It doesn't overpower, it doesn't take over, it just really complements everything you have in here. 10 out of 10 recommend.
I haven't had a Big Mac, I think, since I was in high school. But the Big Smack, on the other hand, we're gonna try. That was bold. Going through that sesame bun and 2 smash burgers with all that cheese and their smack sauce. Whew. I haven't reacted to a fast food burger like this in a long time.
Sir, that's not fast food, that's art.
You're right.
You know what else is nice? Is that they don't dry the patty out. Because when you smash them this thin,
It's not dry at all. Extremely juicy. Imagine you were drunk and you just needed this late at night. How many of these would you kill?
I could eat like 4 of these right now.
People are saying this is one of the best new smash burger spots in the city. What do you think?
If you'd have told me that these came from a restaurant, I'd believe you. Instead, we're sitting outside at a gas station.
Did you know 75% of people living in Manhattan do not own a car?
I believe that because I have no clue how to drive.
Do you even have a license?
Sir, I'm from New York. We don't drive here.
I grew up in Jersey. I know how to drive, but I can sell my car like 10 years ago.
We got the fries here, and it almost looks like a take on the In-N-Out animal fry.
We got a single smash patty with the caramelized onions, chopped pickles, over crispy fries, topped with their signature smack sauce, and a dab of hot chimi.
I don't know how you spell love, but I think it's spelled loaded fries.
The way to Evan's heart is through loaded fries. Shall we?
Let's get in there.
Oh, you're dancing. That's it. That's the reaction. Forget the animal fries. Come here for their loaded fries.
New York does it better.
I saw how many people were inside. It was like a who's who of New York. You had hipsters, you had finance bros, you had mechanics on break for lunch. It's everything. It is New York City eating inside a gas station. So you can order the individual sauces, like 99 cents each. We have a little sauce bar here, but I'm not even sure what I like more. Fries or the burgers. Both fantastic.
All the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
We just got gifted all the way. You know we have 2 more spots left, right?
It's just like dessert. There's always room for more.
Yeah. Double smash patty, onions, pickles, shreddis, tomato, American cheese, crispy bacon. So on top of everything, we got bacon, and this one's like piping hot.
Hold on, I need a picture of that.
We
too.
all need a picture of this one.
Thank you, sir.
Someone's got to eat this.
Adding the bacon on top, I'm gonna go into a meat coma after all this.
Well, it's a good thing you're in the meat packing district.
He's been waiting to use that joke all day.
This is the most unassuming gas station place you can imagine. You could literally walk past this a million times and never know that one of the best burgers in the city is here.
I'm not surprised this blew up so much. We are at Fry Factory. Come to this Shell station and head over there. Ready?
Today, we're at Fry Factory. You can get gas, grab some fried chicken, and maybe some corn. Feels crispy, juicy, tender, and so freaking tasty. If you're in Brooklyn, run here immediately. Definitely worth it.
We ran here.
If you remember when we went to Charles Hand Fried the first time, you know I love a good piece of fried chicken.
I brought the right co-host.
So we really, really need to tear into this right now.
But first, we're gonna pick one random item inside the gas station that we find unique. What is it?
Hardened Days.
It's so awkward to ask for these things.
Read the top.
Bigger, longer, more time, more sperms. Hardened Days. This is gonna get demonetized, I just know it. We've been waiting for this.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. These bags were so big, she couldn't even fit it outside of their to-go window.
Do you hear that? Sounds like Elton John playing right now, and I think I feel the love tonight.
All right, the signature sugar fire chicken.
Ooh, look at the crisp on that. Let's do
All
this.
right, let's rock on this. Really crispy.
You can see all the crisp. There's like those little beads of flavor right there. It's absolutely spectacular. It's nice and juicy, it's crispy. The seasoning is perfect.
Maybe a little spicier than I'm used to on fried chicken. The owners are from Bangladesh, so they're doing things their own style. This is halal, so it's like permissible by Muslim law. Although we're in Little Haiti, you have a lot of cultures mixing together here.
You know, we were talking with the owner. They were telling us that there's people who come here from Queens and Brooklyn and Long Island. This is the epitome of New York, where people are just coming together just to share in some really good food.
I mean, that's the power of social media. Just a couple of Instagrammers. Hopefully this YouTube video will help. And people want to find out about this gas station craze.
And these are some really unique places that you're starting to see pop up.
Next one could even be the most unique. We got their tenders. Ooh.
Oh, look at that. Look at that sauce drip.
It's a thing of beauty. Do not skip the sauces. This is like a teriyaki kind of flavoring.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to cook breast meat, so it's not dry. This is cooked immaculately. Definitely pronounced that wrong, but we're just gonna go with that. We're gonna pretend everything's good. The breading is so light. I could eat like 50,000 of these. This is great.
You know what also is amazing about this spot? The prices. They have like, I think 3 pieces starting at $5.99. This is something for the community. I don't think this is the type of business where they're trying to get rich quick. Gas stations, maybe the next big thing in New York. In a city where over 50% of people don't even own cars. So we got the seasoned fries, chopped masala, and Cajun seasoning. We have a mix of like the Bengali culture and the Southern culture.
You know what I really love about this place? It's all just really well seasoned food. It's not like how people just throw seasonings on there just for the sake of throwing seasonings on there.
Yeah, they did not overdo this with the spices.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's the perfect amount. And I do not even need any sauce, period, for these fries.
Though we do have a lot of sauce.
We have like 9 different varieties if we want, but
we are the sauce boss. That might be copyrighted from somewhere else though. Just saying.
Well, you got the cake boss, you got who's the boss, do you have the sauce boss? This could be the sleeper pick of the day. Fried chicken sandwich.
It's got that nice lettuce, it's got the pickles.
I didn't have this fried chicken sandwich on my bingo card, but the owner told me it was her favorite. This is thick, here we go. You know what? This might be my favorite thing here. You have that juicy tender with this sauce on top. Woo! Chicken nice and crispy as well. Good soft bun. So good.
Can't say that.
Lemon pepper wings. Damn.
This is the start of my show. Like, this is it. John, you know, it's good knowing you. Yeah, so
I got one at least. No, dude, these are so light and airy.
The lemon pepper is so pronounced. This is amazing.
Maybe we're eating too much, but does that shell look like a potato chip to you?
Now I want chips.
We had mobile, we had Shell. Now we are at a BP in Bushwick for Blue Hour.
Didn't expect to find crave-worthy food in this New York City gas station, but options like a chopped cheese and chicken over rice hit the spot. Blue Hour is a halal food counter located inside a Bushwick gas station. They also do a version of the Crunch Wrap called the Quench Wop.
They cut it pretty classic, better ingredients, better seasoning, Blue Hour.
What do you think?
Let's stop talking, let's start eating.
But before we do, we gotta find a weird item. So much potential. I got it. I'm going with this quality perfume for your car. Looks like a Converse for babies. Oh man, I think you win.
dancing cactus.
This is the Christmas gift I never knew I needed.
Hi, my name is Ali Zaman.
This feels like a speakeasy bar when I walked in here. I never would have expected this from the outside.
Yeah, a lot of people come in and they say it's like a video game side mission, you know, or like in GTA.
How did you come up with the idea for opening up inside of a gas station like this?
The opportunity presented itself. My cousin saw that the kitchen was ready, and for months he was like, maybe we should open something here, and then we finally did.
What are some of the signatures you think we should try?
Our chicken over rice, I feel very proud of. If you're into something a little bit more like Italian flair, I had a sandwich in Staten Island once. We made our own, we called it the Crown Jewel. So our chicken over rice is unique. We have duck fat that we marinated in.
Oh.
Yeah. We use a long grain basmati rice, shredded cabbage, diced tomatoes. We feel very proud of our white sauce. Hot sauce, 3 chili blend, just enough. Sumac and cilantro onions. Our crunch wrap, it is definitely inspired by Taco Bell. We obviously changed the name. We have a 12-inch tortilla, specially seasoned taco beef, shredded Monterey Jack and cheddar. We have our tostada, this cheese sauce we make in-house. Then we have the freshly diced tomatoes, crunchy iceberg lettuce. I personally love a lot of sour cream. We slap it right back on the grill to give it that signature brown top.
Money shot right there.
You have that perfect bite. We used to have a chicken parm, which I really was proud of, but I wanted something a little more unique. I went to an Italian deli in Staten Island, and I had something very similar to this, the Crown Jewel. We use it on the fresh parisi bread, extra virgin olive oil, the balsamic glaze, the bed of the eggplant, dry oregano. You get a free massage from Rafa every time I'm in here. It's okay, don't worry, don't be shy. Fresh mozzarella, get the cheese melty. Our fresh basil. Now you have the fresh arugula, some more balsamic glaze. We'll cut that in half. That might be my favorite sandwich here. You know, drunk people come in and they want like a really greasy sandwich. That's the Bizarro, and this is like the Superman, you know what I mean?
So you're not that drunk yet if you order this.
No, this is like, you know.
Sober food. First time in channel history we are eating on a lotto table. We're gonna try to win the food lottery today with all of these picks here, and we have to start with what I think is the most unique item of the entire video, the Crown Jewel. Now, I was not expecting to find an authentic Italian deli sandwich here. Breaded chicken cutlet, which they bread in-house, and breaded eggplant with fresh mozzarella on top. Let's take a big old bite. This is the absolute last thing I was expecting to get here. Wow. This is elevating gas station food like past what you would expect. I think gas station food gets a bad rap.
This feels like I am in Bronxville, Italy, or someplace out in Staten Island.
Well, that's where they got the inspiration for this, from Staten Island.
Really?
So you're on the right track, yeah. I'm telling you, like, actually finding halal Italian deli food like this, I don't even know where else you would look for it. All right, I have the Crunch Wrap, not the Crunch Wrap. A lot of similar ingredients, but this is an enhanced version of it. I've actually never tried this at Taco Bell.
Just looking at how it's made, you are in for an absolute treat.
Look how thick this thing is. This is ridiculous.
That's a thick boy right there.
Here we go, take a big bite. That has a lot of different layers to it. I'm telling you, from like the crunchiness of tostada in the middle to some of the spices I'm feeling right now from the beef. Whew, this is like Taco Bell on steroids, okay?
I wish I could join you, but you know what? I've got my own journey to take.
Take that journey right now with that chopped cheese.
Absolutely. We have the quintessential New York sandwich here. The only thing that's missing right now is a bite, a Yankee hat, and a pair of Timbs. I'm gonna say something sacrilegious for a second. Haji's got nothing on this. Like, honestly, the meat is seasoned really, really well. And it almost tastes like it has like a charred taste to it. The bread has a really nice crust on it too, but on the inside it's pillowy soft.
You know, you're seeing the evolution of the chopped cheese. Haji started it, and it's evolving into its own thing right now. I think both of us should try the chicken over rice. The char-grilled chicken being marinated in the duck fat combined with the rice. This is definitely one of the biggest surprises I've had in a very long time when it comes to halal food, when it comes to your typical chicken over rice. There is nothing typical about this.
Let's get that big bite right there. Oh, yeah. Whoa, feeling some things right now. I like that. I'm picking up a lot of different spices in there. It's just a complete dish. Like, nothing was forgotten.
People have compared it to a bit like a jerk chicken flavor, and then he was talking about their Afghan background in making this. Like, it's definitely a different spice than I'm used to for chicken over rice.
If you had told me and you plated it up nicely and said, hey,
yeah,
I got this from an Afghan restaurant, I'd been like, yeah, 100%.
The first two spots, amazing as well. You at least could see from the outside what they were. Here, you really have to walk in through the door to say, oh, there's like a little hidden restaurant here, little hidden eatery. It's incredible. It's really a surprise.
We need to have more food adventures together.
We do. If you want Evan back on the channel, tell me in the comments.
In this video, I'm going to show you the ultimate list of my favorite must-eat NYC pizza spots you can't miss in 2025. I've spent a decade guiding tourists to amazing spots, but this time I found some new ones that you may not have heard of, starting with Johnny's. In the Lower East Side, they could be a contender for best new pizza spot of the year. Only open since the summer, the owner Johnny, just 24, but he's slinging pies that are turning heads. He uses naturally fermented cheese, 2 or 3 day fermented dough. Before it gets to your stomach, it's already pre-digested. Their vodka pep slice is the most popular, organic tomatoes from California, vodka sauce made in-house, slow cooked and then baked with a nice toastiness at the end. The ricotta cheese combined with a smoky pepperoni and thin crispy crust makes this an instant winner. Another killer combo is the pepperoni slice with burrata, Parmigiano Reggiano, basil, and hot honey. It's a flavor explosion I didn't know I needed. They're mixing classic pizza making with modern twists as we're finding more and more newcomers elevating the game. There's plenty of room for this in New York, and coming up later, we'll talk about another new slice shop turning heads that you don't want to miss. Luigi's. From the new school to the old school, if I could put a Brooklyn pizzeria into Webster's dictionary, this is what would pop up. Gio, the owner, is a community mainstay and always super friendly to every customer. It's been open since 1973, and he keeps his dad's legacy alive and well with some classic New York pies that are distinctly theirs. Rich Italian tomatoes with grande cheese. It's a nice balanced crust, and the sauce has just the right tanginess. While you can't go wrong with a plain, my personal favorite is the fresh mozzarella. It's a thing of beauty and one of the best tasting slices in the 5 boroughs. I live in the area, so this is the one spot in the video you might even find me chowing down monthly. This was a bit of a local Brooklyn pick for decades, but now Gio and Luigi's have been featured on Netflix and every form of social media possible, so if you see a line, it's worth the wait, and they're cash only. The Bronx often flies under the radar when it comes to its incredible pizza, but we're here to shine a spotlight on it, starting with Pugsley. Located within walking distance of Arthur Ave, the Bronx's Little Italy, I couldn't believe how much fun this spot was. Around for over 40 years, the interior is quirky, almost as quirky as our legendary owner Salvatore Natali, who might serenade you with a saxophone medley or slam a gong to get the crowd pumping. While Sal is the star, the pizza is just as unforgettable. Try a half penny alla vodka half cheese with vodka sauce, pasta that's boiled in-house, grande mozzarella, add some fresh basil and olive oil on top. This thing is sturdy and the vodka sauce hits. It's so well done. The crust baked to perfection, the plain slice has just a perfect cheese to sauce ratio. Pugsley is a big sleeper pick, mere minutes from the Fordham Metro North stop, certainly worth an excursion if you're heading that way. Bleecker Street Pizza. I'm not just mentioning this place because it was my all-time favorite spot when I lived in the Village, or that they put my photo on the wall even though I am completely non-deserving. I'm bringing it up because it's one of my viewers' all-time favorites. Yes, I hear time and time again and get tags of many of you enjoying their famous Nonna Maria slice. This hybrid New York Neapolitan pie, incredible. Fresh marinara, fresh mozzarella, and pounds of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese imported from Italy to create this joyful experience. It's saucy to the max if you're into a sweeter tasting pie with lots of flavors, and the Nonna Maria should be on your radar. And if you want the ultimate Greenwich Village pizza crawl, walk right around the corner to John's of Bleecker Street, which is sometimes confused with Bleecker Street Pizza, but they're very different experiences. John's only serves pies, and part of the charm is going inside to enjoy them in one of their old school booths. Whenever I had a big group and wanted a great pie in the Village, John's was always the top choice. Open since 1929, their century-old coal-fired oven is the real secret to their success, which creates a deep charred flavor and very chewy crust. The cheese is remarkable, the fresh basil adds a nice aroma, and just the whole experience is fantastic. Places like John's are a dying breed, and it's worth keeping on your radar even with all the new contenders in this video. Philomena's is a powerhouse in a borough that is all too often forgotten for its pizza, Queens. This Sunnyside neighborhood staple run by their scientific owner Dave, who spends an insane amount of time perfecting their dough. He spends 72 hours fermenting it for easier digestion, but it's not just about the crust. The toppings are phenomenal and playful. As a Jersey boy at heart, their Jersey Shore slice with sausage and peppers brought me back to the smells of the boardwalk. Their square slices are crunchy and delicious, although you can't go wrong with anything at this underrated pizzeria in Sunnyside. A perfect example of a neighborhood spot that deserves way more attention outside of the borough, and Dave deserves a medal for letting me try to make pizza with him for an old episode. Lucia Pizza hopped onto the New York scene in 2022 with their Brooklyn location and opened a Manhattan outpost in Soho last year. They're the direction that New York pizza is heading, elevating the game. Sal, the young owner, grew up around Italian food as his parents owned a local spot for 45 years. The hand-rolled dough is light and not traditional at all. After each pizza is baked, it's topped with torn basil and grated pecorino and extra olive oil. The vodka slice is my top pick. It has a nice creamy and tangy flavor. It's crispy and it's delicious. We might be looking back at a spot like Lucia's in 10 or 20 years and talking about how they were some of the first waves of the new slice shop renaissance in New York. L&B Spumoni Gardens. We've talked so much about the new school, but we can't forget about the classics. L&B in South Brooklyn pioneered the upside-down pizza, also known as a Sicilian. The cheese is placed on the dough first before the tomato sauce. You can order the corner, the side, or a middle slice. The sauce is the standout, and the pizza's crispy with a spongy crust. It's like taking a bite of New York history. The place, a vibe. It feels like you're at a Brooklyn block party, and there's always big groups of families there. Also, try one of their famous Spumoni's if you get a chance. You won't regret it. This is the kind of place where you might bump into a celebrity and a Brooklyn grandma all in the same day. Cello's is another newcomer that has blown up on the pizza scene this year, an East Village slice shop with some serious firepower. The crust, nice and puffy, the dough is killer, and the ingredients top-notch. Their tomato pie really snuck up on me with house marinara, fresh basil, and get this, enough burrata to write a love song about. Top that off with some shaved pecorino romano and olive oil for a slice. That's pure magic. Thin and crispy, keep an eye on this place. And my favorite slice was actually something I'd never think to put on pizza, jalapenos. That's right, their pepperoni with jalapenos was delicious, but combined with the shaved pecorino and a hot honey drizzle, had my mouth doing flavor notes that I was just not expecting. The head chef has experienced one of the top picks on the video, coming up in just a little bit. Tommy's Pizza in the Bronx is probably the least known spot on the video. Just look at the classic signage outside. Also, there's very few pizzerias in New York that have a lunch counter like this anymore. You feel like you're a regular the second you set foot inside, and their plain slice at $2.75 is an absolute steal. A light, airy, crispy crust that crackles when you fold it. The sauce, just slightly tangy and has a nice herbal flavor with the oregano. They don't have too many variations of slices. They do simple well. The place feels lost in time, and you'll get lost in the flavors when you stop in. Rosario's is the definition of a hidden gem in Astoria, Queens, a neighborhood more well known for their Greek food. From the outside, it looks like an Italian deli, but in the back, owner Rosario DeMarco is making pure magic. One of the only pizzerias in New York to make the pizza with fresh mozzarella made by Rosario himself, in-house tomato sauce that is so distinct, a blend of pecorino and grana cheese on top, and you have their traditional pie, which is anything but. These are a work of art to see, a delight to smell, and a dream to eat. The perfect balance of cheese to sauce. You can also buy some imported Italian ingredients or a deli sandwich to go. This place is the ultimate New Yorker experience. See No Evil Pizza is located in the very last spot you'd ever think you'd find gourmet food, and that's inside a Midtown subway station. But don't let the exterior fool you, this spot is legit. Opened earlier this year, they've already been recognized by the Michelin Guide. A tiny space that doesn't even have gas in the ovens. They had to import a special electric oven from Italy, yet they prepped their dough for 3 days. Try the hell pie with hot soppressata, pepperoni, hot coppa ham, scamorza, pecorino, and Calabrian chili. The pepperoni, phenomenal. They don't mess around. This is an elevated Neapolitan style that will blow you away. They go all out with the quality ingredients. This is bordering on a fine dining experience. Their appetizers, fantastic. Toast with fresh sardines and pickled vegetables are just a few. Eat like a king, and then walk a few steps to catch a subway home. Nothing else like it in New York. At Mono's in Ridgewood, Queens, the past and present collide in delicious harmony. The upside-down squares here give L&B Spumoni Gardens some serious competition. A little grated Parmesan on top of cheese and sauce, add some extra oregano, super airy and crunchy with a bold flavor from that sauce. It was love at first bite for me. The Manapella slice named after the owner has vodka sauce, pesto, and chicken cutlet. Absolutely delicious. I'd put that seasoned chicken cutlet onto a sandwich and it would beat a lot of New York delis. The real key here is how much attention they pay to the dough and the fermentation. This is another slice to be reckoned with in Queens and showing the evolution of the dough game in the New York pizza scene. Louis is a business that you need to support not just for their great pizza, but for the owner's love and sacrifice for their community. In March of 2022, Louis and his father Kazim stopped a mugging outside and were both stabbed and hospitalized. The two heroes reopened the store a month later and are still slinging incredible pies. The grandma slice could be one of the city's best if you haven't heard of. A thick slice with an airy crust, fresh mozzarella, plum tomatoes, basil, garlic, parmesan, all fused together for an explosive, flavorful bite. It's creamy, it's crunchy, it's delicious. The herbal flavors stand out. You can also enjoy a ribeye steak, pasta, and much more at a neighborhood establishment where the owners have poured their heart and soul into every detail. If you were to survey all the food writers, bloggers, and pizza enthusiasts in New York and ask them what is the best slice in New York City right now, the industry would probably be the winner. They use high-quality toppings imported from Italy, and their execution is second to none. Every slice is kissed with a touch of basil and parmesan. They may have started the burrata craze in New York, and that cold, creamy cheese combined with a warm mozzarella is so satisfying. The burrata slice is a must. The crust, nice and airy. Any of their pepperoni slices are also a requirement. This isn't your average Roni cup. Word is out on this Williamsburg pizzeria, so I would expect lines, but it's certainly worth the trip if you want to see a spot that is doing everything right and setting the standard for the city.
In this video, I'm gonna go to all the most viral TikTok spots in NYC to see if they taste as good as they look. But there's a catch. Every viral food will be rated by me and my co-host, and at the end, we will crown a winner, starting with 8-Bit Bites. All right, Mike, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
You can play over 10,000 retro games from the 80s and 90s for free at this restaurant in the East Village. This is 8-Bit Bites, and they're on a mission to help you eat and play like a kid again.
You hear that? When you walk in, you get like the Mario boost sound. Yeah, we'll do the $10 lunch special, classic chicken, and 2 tenders. They have so many options here, it's wild. And Mike asked me what was my favorite game as a kid, Street Fighter 2. Let's see if I remember how to play this.
Hold on.
Come on. Woo! This is gonna get me back into gaming, I think.
This controls are weird.
That's it, blame the controller. There we go.
Damn, dude! Did you grow up playing this game in the arcade?
I was a master at this game at Pizza Hut, Paramus, New Jersey, okay?
Oh, you wanna hit me? I'm gonna beat you with my vacuum cleaner.
All right, total school lunch vibes here. All right.
Love it.
You got the fried chicken.
Did.
I got the hamburger special. And the French fries, we talked about
Yeah,
this.
these are good.
All right, let's do it. Crispy.
Definitely.
Let's take a bite, we'll talk about it, let's do it. It's at least as good as I was expecting for a halal spot. Juicy, you know, is this the best smash burger in New York? No. Is this the best smash burger where you can play Super Nintendo games while you're eating? Hell yes it is. What about yours? You get a lot of sauce.
I know, I'm making a mess.
That's a tough thing with that beard, man.
Oh man, it's all over it. Vibes is on 100. Food's good.
I can't think of too many spots in the city where you can play The Simpsons and eat burgers. Bring kids here. This would be a great spot for kids.
Yeah, my son would love this.
The employee was telling me that they're open till 4 a.m. on weekends and people come in drunk, order milkshakes, and play video games all night.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. It is time for our first ranking. I think that vibe is unmatched. I think something like this should be in every neighborhood of New York. Food was decent. Would I call it gourmet? Would I call it the best burger in the city? No. I'm going 7.5.
I'd give the vibes a 10. 100%. I give the food about a 6.5. But the vibes are on point. 2 a.m. milkshake?
Yeah.
I'm with it.
8-Bit Bites kicks things off with a solid 7.0, but our next stop has serious potential to steal the show.
Have you heard of them?
I have not.
You're about to learn.
Let's learn.
Probé los mejores tacos de carnitas en Nueva York. Yo pedí 3 tacos de maciza y los amé desde la primera mordida, se los juro. Tienen mucho espacio para sentarte a comer y la atención es increíble, se los prometo. Me encantó el concepto de este lugar.
Yeah.
Definitivamente se ganaron un 10 de 10.
Carnitas Ramirez on 3rd and Avenue, serving nose to tail pig and snout to stomach to tail, even to the ear. All your
Snout, stomach,
Ear tacos.
So Taqueria Ramirez, the original's in Greenpoint, and some are arguing it's the best taco in New York right now. So this is their outpost in the East Village. Let's go. I feel like I'm back in Mexico City, stepping in here. Una sortida, una costilla, una maciza, una cachete. That's it. Gracias. Oh, this is great. This is a plate I would expect in Mexico, not in New York. All right, dude, what do you think when you look at this? Just tell me.
Where's your portion?
Where's mine? Oh, it's all you, man. We got the sortita, the perfect carnitas taco, bits of different pork cuts. Then we've got the costilla, which is the rib, juicy lean meat. I just kept seeing the picture of this pork butt, so I wanted to order the maciza, which is lean meat with a bit of fat. I can imagine there's some fat back there. And then we got the cachete, which are cheeks. They have 15 different cuts. You can get the brain, you can get the uterus. You're like, no.
I'm good.
No. By the way, the perfect side dish is the chicharrones, which are fried pork skin. Adding a little lime is just perfect. I eat this all the time when I visit Adriana's family in Mexico. Exactly the crunch, texture, and the flavor you want from the chicharron. Oh. Will this justify $5 a taco? Let's do it, let's do it. They rub a little extra lard on all of the tacos before they send them out.
Sounds really healthy.
It sounds really tasty though.
Oh,
the costilla, nice and juicy. They mentioned there's like a little cartilage still on it. Doesn't bother me. Corn tortilla is excellent.
So is one of these in Brooklyn?
Yes, there's the original Taqueria Ramirez in Greenpoint.
Okay.
They do everything there. This is just pork.
Interesting. I wonder if they're gonna open another one with just chicken and then another one with just beef. Let me know how the butt tastes.
Juicy, fatty. Baby's got back. The crowd in there, it's a mix of hipsters, influencers, and construction workers just sitting on buckets.
Construction workers, that's your key right there. You know, whatever it is good.
Oh yeah, I legit think I could take my wife's parents when they visit New York for the first time here. They would think they were in San Luis. All right, Mike, I want you to lead off.
I'm gonna give it a strong 9. It was delicious. The tortilla, the meat was just incredibly flavorful. This is yum.
I am going to give this a 9 as well. I think this is one of the best tacos I've ever had in New York. The New York taco game is improving a lot because of places like this. They're just elevating the game, and also the vibes inside, the employees super friendly. This is what you want in a taco shop. The East Village is lucky to have them.
Carnitas Ramirez rockets to the top of the leaderboard with an impressive 9. Up next, a viral spot serving up affordable pasta. Can it rise to the challenge?
Next up, Pasta Sol and their viral Parmesan pasta wheel. She gave it a 9 out of 10.
I don't know about that, but let's go see.
All right, 10 out of 10, everyone's happy. Thank you, Nuria FDZZZ. Now we're gonna check us out.
Let's go check it out.
Hey, how are you? I'd love to try the fettuccine Alfredo, it's the $9.90 one. We're not judging this based on like how good the pasta is overall. It's also based on the price. This is cheap.
I'm judging the pasta.
You do you, I do me. But I got the $9.90 fettuccine Alfredo. You got the fettuccine Alfredo adding the bolognese for an extra $3. Let's rock, let's try it. And I'll tell you one thing, they're not skimping you on the Parmesan or any of the cheese. This is super, super cheesy.
Don't come here if you want good pasta. If you want a value, sure. Good pasta.
I think this is the first time we're gonna run into a little bit of a disagreement potentially here.
It's okay, we can still be friends.
No, why not? I'm actually really happy. Super cheesy, no issue with the pasta. Now you're also half Italian. I think could that be affecting you here?
I mean, listen, this isn't bad, but it's not good.
It's actually been a bit of a trend recently, this like $9 or $10 pasta. In our last TikTok video, we covered gnocchi on 9th, and I like this more. Time for the rankings. I'm gonna leave this one off. I'm looking at the entire value here. You get to eat pasta for less than $10 sitting outside in a patio like that. Did I think it was great? No. Did I think it was very good? It was all right. I'm going with 7.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't good. I'd give it like maybe 6.
Okay. Mike and I meet in the middle. Pasta Sol lands a 6.5. Now we're diving straight into the madness of Midtown for a sandwich that's got everyone talking.
All right, so this is called Bird Box. I've seen this one pop up more than any other thing on TikTok. Let's check this crazy thing out.
So the other day, I tried what might be the best fried chicken sandwich I've ever had in my entire life. This is Chef Chris, who's a 2 Michelin star chef and who has this crazy process of making these sandwiches. Each piece gets slow brined in a salt bath and then marinated in buttermilk curry for 5 days before being double fried.
He is, yeah, look. He's holding the leg.
On a toasted bun with 2
Maybe it's for the
different types
chef.
of mayo and pickles. The process of making a single sandwich takes 7 days, which is wild.
7 days.
I'm excited. Let's
Yeah.
go.
We're in business.
Technically, we cannot park where we're sitting right now, so we're gonna have to do the review right here in front of the meter.
I've eaten in worse places before. We'll be good, we'll be good. Mike, I present to you your very own Claude the Claw. You ever seen a sandwich quite like this before?
I never have.
I don't know whether to take a bite of this thing or pay my respects to Claude.
Claude's done. I'm taking a bite.
Dude, that's a lot of chicken. One of the thickest stuffed chicken thighs I've seen in a while on a sandwich.
Not too shabby.
I mean, this thing is double fried. We saw on the TikTok. This is a Michelin star chef who's running this ghost kitchen. I've read you are not supposed to eat the claw.
No?
Or it will haunt you.
Oh, really?
You can shake his hand. These are raised by local farmers, Claude lived a good life. Natural diet, movement, fresh air, and sunshine. Now the question here, and we're gonna get to this, is it's 18 bucks. For 10 bucks, I think this would have been a no-brainer, super high score. Couple things though. The sauce, what do you think of the flavor of it? I'm enjoying it.
Better than your average chicken sandwich, because now everybody has a chicken sandwich on the menu, right? Holding it like this would probably make better content.
I think it's gonna break though, right?
Is it?
I don't know. You tell me. Go ahead. Oh. This is difficult for me to score because I know how good of a chicken this is. It's unique. I see why it's viral. But then there's the high price. Like I understand why it's expensive. We're in Midtown. I get it.
If it didn't have this, it wouldn't be viral. But it's good. The bread could be better.
Okay.
The sauce could be better. I give it a 7. Better than average.
I'm actually pretty close to Mike on this. I'm going with a 7.3. I love how unique it is. But for that price, yeah, 7.3. Cool.
Claude the Claw and Bird Box lands a solid 7.15 as we head for dessert at a very festive spot.
Union Square Holiday Market. This was named the best holiday market in America in 2023. It's time for dessert.
Let's see.
Wow. Okay, this is the viral chocolate covered strawberry that everyone's eating.
Jeez, that looks messy.
It's so good. Okay, I know why it's viral, like duh. Wait, this is crack.
This is crack?
I've never tried crack, so I wouldn't know.
NYC, but gluten-free, thank you. Let's check this out. Oh, wow. It's like a chocolate water fountain right there. Many, many napkins, please. This looks messy. I don't know if we have more napkins or strawberries. We're ready to rock. What are you thinking looking at this?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a second. Ready?
You know what this reminds me of? You ever go to a hotel and like the hotel welcomes you with a little fruit platter, maybe some chocolate?
Chocolate's better than the strawberries.
Yes, agree with you. For 14 bucks, sharing this with your wife, girlfriend, significant other, whoever, I think this would be a good play. I was expecting it to be messier too, you know?
Yeah.
I'm okay. You know, looking at the value, not the cheapest thing, but we are at the holiday market. You know, you're gonna spend money here. You just expect that walking in. I thought the chocolate was great, strawberry, okay. I'm gonna go 7.5.
Exactly the same thing I had in mind. Had the strawberries been better, it very well could have been an 8.5 or 9.
Chocolate on Tap scores an impressive 7.5 for dessert, but with one spot left, could this viral hot chocolate have what it takes to topple Carnitas Ramirez?
This is gonna be a crazy hot chocolate.
Toasted marshmallow hot chocolate from Cocoa House is honestly next level delicious.
I mean, that looks like something you would expect to find here.
It's good. We'll have to see.
Let's do it. Anything special about the chocolate we should know about?
I can't tell you the recipe, but I believe it's one of the best chocolates in the world. How do you guys like your marshmallows?
I'll do medium.
I'm with you. Same thing.
It's not a s'more without chocolate, guys.
I'm excited.
It looks good.
A chocolate cookie stick attached to a s'more with chocolate syrup and graham cracker crust on the side. And he said, dip, then sip. Woo, this is a hell of a viral concoction.
That chocolate is really delicious.
The guy there was saying that he used to work at Max Brenner, which anyone who knows New York, that's a big deal here for hot chocolate. This is just something that's fun to eat and drink. It's like a little cigar.
I'm trying to see if you can use it as a straw. Doesn't work.
Dude, this is a hell of a dessert. This is a hell of a cap to our video, too.
Definitely.
You have a score yet?
So I thought this was really good. The chocolate itself, to me, is the best part. But I would give it an 8.
I think it's just like the ultimate dessert to walk around the holiday market. You know, so many of these desserts you see on TikTok are letdowns. This is not a letdown. I'm going with an 8.2.
Carnitas Ramirez wins the day with a 9.0. And it wasn't even close.
Today we'll be showing you New York's most popular and outrageous deli sandwiches that are taking social media by storm. We'll try them all and let you know if they live up to the hype. Here we go. I got Greg, native New Yorker, back on the channel. We're starting at Dat's Deli here in Hollis, Queens, and the line already is down the block. Greg, you ready for this oxtail mac patty?
Oh yeah, never eaten anything quite like this in the combinations. I mean, I love oxtail, love mac and cheese, grew up eating patties, but combined together, sounds crazy. Let's see what the hype's all about.
Let's do an oxtail mac patty, goat curry mac patty, jerk chicken mac patty.
All right, I got you, bro. My uncle and auntie make these fresh patties for us, deliver them every day. This is gonna be like the oxtail right here. We shred it so there's no bones. Every bite is like you're taking a bite of a whole dinner. Personally, the goat is way better than this one, but this is the one that went viral because everybody loves oxtail. And these are our 3 best patties right here to me. Our goat, our jerk, and our oxtail.
So Josh is about to let all the people who've been waiting outside for like an hour in because they ran out before. It's like this every day here. They're that popular. Check this out.
I honestly honestly thought like, oh, okay, we're gonna have people from all over New York coming to get the patty, but the girl from the UK has came. I got people coming from Jamaica, Barbados, like such an amazing feeling that I have people all over the world coming to try something I created.
All right, so Greg and I are gonna try the most viral sandwich they have, the oxtail, and this is just making waves over social media. I would say Dad's Deli is probably the most popular deli in New York right now for social media purposes. What do you think?
I think so too. I've been seeing it everywhere.
We've got a beef patty with cheese, and we've got mac and cheese on top, oxtail, extra gravy, surrounded by cocoa bread. This is an insane hybrid here.
And the patty is homemade too, which I think really is gonna add an interesting touch to it.
Let's do this. So you got the oxtail on top, a little spicy, and all the juices just soaked in with the cocoa bread. This sandwich is honestly just bragging. This is a messy, delicious sandwich.
The soft cocoa bread, the fresh patty, freshly made patty, mac and cheese adds that little extra, but oof, the oxtail is really the star. I think the cocoa bread really brings it all together. That soft cocoa bread is amazing.
Now you grew up in Queens. You said that West Indian food, cocoa bread, beef patties, all this stuff you had.
Oh yeah, so even like as a kid, I always loved eating patties, either it's at home or at the pizza shops where you would get it. They would cut it open, they would add mozzarella cheese if you like, pepperoni. That's what the owner, he said he likes it that way best. I think it's just taken it to a whole nother level here with the West Indian flavors.
Bodegas and delis like this one are really getting a lot of attention, where in the past, it was just something that was local to you.
You could tell that there's a lot of care and love is put into this.
This deli came about because I really wanted to open up a restaurant so people could taste my dad's food. I first originally made the mac patty one night after work. And when I cut it open, it looked so appealing. And I told my sister, I'm like, post this on the business page and let's see if people are gonna come for it. The next day I opened, a girl walked in and she bought a mac patty. And then after that, a bunch of influencers came to start trying the original mac patty. And one day a girl came in here and she asked for oxtail gravy on it. And then the guy behind her was like, hey, can you do that too for mine? And I was like, yeah, we got something here. And then I told my aunties and uncle that I need veggie patties, I need the shrimp patties, I need chicken patties. We're about to start trying to make a goat patty.
That's incredible. As much as I like the oxtail, I think the curry goat, I like it even better.
Why do you think the oxtail took off?
All that oozing gravy on top. You know, social media, sandwiches that are very like dripping, liquid, kind of like that, they always blow up. Like oozy eggs, things like that. So I'm not surprised about it.
Jerk chicken's phenomenal. A little spicier than the oxtail. I personally like the oxtail a little bit better, but I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these three picks here. This definitely might be the best sandwich I've ever had at a deli in New York City. Greg, what do you think? Top 5 for you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of West Indian food. Take it to another level with bolder flavors and just a lot of love put into it. I love what's going on here. I love what he's doing.
It's like so many people say when they get off of JFK, this is one of their first stops they come to because it's so close and the food is so good.
You know, I always tell people, try pizza when you first get to the city. I say try Dad's Deli first. That would be a really cool move.
Try something different, you know?
From the new school to the old school, we've got the sandwich king of Astoria.
Sal, Chris, and Charlie's an Astoria legend. It's been here for as long as I can remember. I grew up in Astoria. It's been here for very many years. Go-to spot for your classic deli sandwiches. Very popular with blue-collar workers. You have cops, construction workers. Oh, we just smell those deli meats. You see all these jars of peppers too.
Peppers, that's the first thing I know. It's definitely peppers. All right, still one bomb.
Everything?
Everything, yeah.
Oh my gosh. What is this?
You know what you're getting yourself into, huh?
Look at that.
3 pounds, I've been told. Oh man, dude, feel this.
Each sandwich is 3/4 of a pound. Basically, each piece is a sandwich.
For $17, I think it's a great value. We've got thinly sliced ham, turkey, roast beef, pastrami, mortadella, pepperoni, provolone cheese, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, hot and sweet roasted peppers, mayo, mustard, olive oil, and vinegar. I lost count of how many ingredients we just had there.
Crazy.
We talk about social media. I saw one TikTok that labeled this the most aggressive sandwich in New York City.
I don't know, it's like organized chaos. If you were to make this at home, you wouldn't be able to make it like this.
I don't know how you're gonna get all this in one bite. We can certainly try.
Yeah.
Let's take a bite. I can't even tell you what I just had, but it was basically like putting an entire deli into one bite, like mixing every cold cut you've ever heard of.
Like the amount of meat and cheese is very heavy, but I like this. You do get that creaminess of the mayo in there. You get the crunchy peppers. It just works well.
They created this before social media was really a thing. This isn't something that they just came up with because they want new people to come. They're like an established spot in Astoria.
Oh yeah. So they open at 5. You can either be a responsible adult going to work, or you can be a degenerate after going out partying all night and get one of these and it'll hit the spot.
And you said you did it last summer, right? This is like surprisingly satisfying right now. Actually,
Really
this is
is.
the second time I've had this, and this is way better than I remember it. Best way to eat this, in my opinion, take it home, have a plate, get a fork and knife ready for the end of it. This is tough to hold together. What do you think?
I think I'm just lucky I had this end piece here, so it's kind of staying together a little bit better. What makes a sandwich really special too is the bread. It's just perfectly crispy, but not too hard. It really holds it together. With this much inside, it absorbs all the sauce, all the meat and cheese really well. Which is the reason why they are the sandwich king of Astoria. They're pros.
All right, so Greg is my go-to food insider in New York City, and if you want some of his knowledge, take his Queens street food tour. Link down below in the description. He will show you some of the best spots in Jackson Heights, Queens. It's like eating all over the world. Give it a look.
Love to have you. Come join me, please. Love to host you around Jackson Heights.
Another new school spot here, notable in Astoria, just a mile from our last stop, and they are famous right now for the Jamaican fusion sandwiches.
That already sounds incredible. I love Jamaican food. Let's see what these fusion sandwiches are all about.
Blowing up right now on social, blowing up. All right, you can just tell how new this is, but you looked up there and you saw something that I didn't even think about.
Double R, that's the old entry back in the day. I like how that's the old 30th Ave Crescent Street. They even have Ting, that's the Jamaican soda, grapefruit soda, good stuff.
I used to work in the hospital. Work in the hospital for like 18 years. To hang out here every day. A friend of mine used to own a store before. So when he decided that he didn't want to do it anymore, me and a very close friend of mine, Jeff, we don't want the space to go to waste. So we both just came together, keep the American deli, but just a little fusion on it. Lived in Astoria all his life. I grew up in Jamaica. So we just blended the two, and you know, the Notable was born.
What's the impact been of social media in bringing you a lot of business?
Listen, man, hungry artists, Johnny Eats, I'm no lie, it's probably a 50% jump in business since Johnny and Justin came. People came from Boston, everybody comes from Long Island, Brooklyn, the whole New York City been here to support us. It's been pretty good.
They're letting us try a little bit of the oxtail empanada before we eat our sandwich.
It looks amazing. Empanada's nice and crispy, nice flavor, and the oxtail very juicy and tender.
I was about to say, I don't know where I like more, the empanada itself or the oxtail. Both are fantastic.
My mom made us learn how to cook. She showed us how to do the jerk chicken. I love cocoa bread, and I love roasted red peppers, so I just threw that in there, and that's how the Jamrock Chop was born. For the Jamaican me crazy, I think that KFC in Jamaica have the best chicken and the best coleslaw. Thousand Island dressing has that sweet taste, and the coleslaw has that sweet taste. So we just put coleslaw and the jerk chicken together. So, you know, you have the sweet and a little bit of spicy with the jerk chicken.
Look how much meat is in here. It's on that cocoa bread. The cocoa bread is very soft, but it's been pressed down on a panini press. It's got those marks on top. Oof. Jerk chicken, legitimately one of the most favorite things to eat in the world. Just give it a shot. Chicken is very smoky, and it's got that jerk sauce on top. I love that cocoa bread though. It's just so soft and spongy. You mix that all together. Get those little crunchy peppers in there. Got a nice bit of heat in here. I love it.
So instead of chopped up steak, we've got oxtail with a jack cheese, peppers, a secret menu item. They only have oxtail Philly cheesesteak and oxtail quesadillas available on Thursdays. This is just calling my name right now. It's just so much softer than your typical Philly cheesesteak with a cocoa bread. And the oxtail, a little spicy, got the peppers. Oh, a very interesting play on the Philly cheesesteak, and one that I really like a lot. Also important to note, we are standing outside of Notable.
No table. No tables here, we're standing and eating.
Good eats, no seats. Greg mentioned before how they have a lot of Jamaican drinks in there. We're trying this sorrel drink. This reminds me of a Jamaica I've had in Mexico.
There's the hibiscus flower, a bit of ginger, Really nice. It goes perfectly with sandwiches.
Instead of word of mouth now, I think it's just like sharing an Instagram reel or a YouTube video. If you like my videos, do share them with people and say, check this spot out. And notable, I mean, they are notable, all right, for having incredible sandwiches. And you were telling me that not so easy to find Jamaican food in Astoria, right?
Nearly impossible until the spot opened up. Diverse as Astoria, Jackson Heights area is, we did not really have West Indian food, but now there's a Jamaican spot right here in Astoria. Definitely be back.
These are the best NYC food trucks to visit in 2025. Trust me, I've tried hundreds over the years, and none have better food or vibes than these. Starting with the most famous hot dog in America at the Hot Dog King. Dan Rossi may be New York's most legendary street food vendor. This Vietnam vet has been arrested before and forced to sleep in his van just to maintain his hot dog cart's prime location in front of the Met Museum. And while his story is inspiring, people keep coming back because he makes a damn good hot dog. Grilled and not boiled like the majority of New York wieners, one all-beef Frank will run you $4, with a jumbo being $7. If you don't know what to get, order it New York style. Mustard, sauerkraut, and a little bit of onion. Sit on the steps of the Met and enjoy New York's most iconic street food. If you're planning on going to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, save a little appetite for the Hot Dog King. Later on in this video, we'll share another hot dog vendor who has a lower profile but is equally worthy of a visit. Tony Dragon's Grill does what I consider practically impossible, combining hearty and amazing Mediterranean food with some healthy options. Run by Greek immigrant Antonio Dragonis since 1986 and a few blocks from Central Park, this is an Upper East Side local's best-kept secret. Hear me out. Their grilled chicken breast bowl combined with steak, if you want some extra protein, arugula, and rice pilaf is one of my favorite all-time New York street food lunches. The meat, so tender. I've had worse cuts of beef at steakhouses before, but the real gem on the menu isn't something I would consider healthy, but insanely delicious. Their Gypsy Burger with melty fresh mozzarella on brioche, mayo, and chili moni. This has got to be one of New York's top burgers from a food truck and deserves to be on more burger lists. The premium meat and their chili moni is a killer combo. The spice notes had me loving life. You can't go wrong with a place that emphasizes fresh ingredients. Anytime you're in Central Park and want an amazing lunch option that will please everybody, find Tony Dragon's. And as a little bonus, if you need a gift, their vinaigrette salad dressing has been in our fridge for months and is absolutely incredible. Diso's Italian Sandwich Society is New York's only food truck dedicated to the Italian sandwich. You could probably guess that from the name, but while New York has plenty of delis specializing in hero stuff with cold cuts, this one is special. For one, just look at the names. It's like an entire crew of wise guys. Mickey Scars, Jimmy Gooch, Big Paulie. Mess with this joint and you'll be finding yourself at the bottom of the Hudson sleeping with the fishes. My favorite is the Big Paulie, brick oven rustic Italian bread, Parmesan cheese, fresh basil, homemade marinara, fresh mozzarella with breaded chicken cutlet. This thing hits. That perfect blend of bold New York-style Italian sandwich flavors. The chicken cutlet was tender, and the sauces and cheeses brought it all together. If you really want to have some fun, order any of the sandwiches Don Fanucci style, a secret menu item, and they'll supersize it to one of the biggest sandwiches in New York you can order at $28. But fair warning, it could feed 2, maybe even 3 people. I enjoyed all the sandwiches I tried there. I was really impressed by how fresh, doughy, and crunchy the Italian breads were. Prices start at $14 for a full hero and $11 for a half. Definitely cheaper than the more famous Italian delis in the city. Just a note, you need to check their website as they change their location daily, and they have 2 different trucks, so if you're in Midtown, you will always be near one. Birrialandia. From an unknown to one of the best taco trucks in the whole city, Birrialandia has exploded in the last 5 years. I'd call this the best taco in New York if you order their legendary namesake birria tacos with consomme. We were one of the first social media channels to cover them in 2019 after they opened, thanks to my food insider and friend Greg. They've since been recognized by the New York Times and many others. They now have 5 different trucks in NYC with 2 in Manhattan alone. Your order is simple, a trio of the birria tacos with a consomme in a separate cup. You're essentially dipping the taco in its own juices, and the result, pure happiness. Even my wife from Mexico was impressed by them, and because they have so many trucks now, you won't have crazy waits anymore. The New York Mexican food scene has really come into its own lately. We've got a few more Mexican trucks coming up later on in the video. Adele's across the street from Radio City Music Hall is a very controversial pick, a victim of their own success. Many brave hour-plus waits to try their famed halal platters. My personal favorite is the combo, which has chicken and lamb gyro over spicy rice, although you can tone down the heat in the rice if you want. With veggies and french fries, comes out to around $12 and you get your money's worth. This could easily feed 2 people with how generous they are. The white sauce, unreal, the best I've had in the city. The meat, mildly spicy and seasoned just right. The flavors blend so well with the rice, creating a tasty experience that has been the talk of Instagram and TikTok for years. I rarely will tell you that a cart where you have to wait 30 minutes to an hour is worth it, but if you have the time to budget for it, try what could be New York's best halal street food at least once. We do have another halal truck on this video where the wait time won't be bad at all, and I am still shocked they haven't opened more than 1 truck with their popularity, but they know what works and keep it that way. A little insider tip, make sure to take some extra sauce to keep on the side for when you want to eat it later at your hotel or apartment. The Queens Night Market is a bit of cheating because it's not just one food truck, but an entire outdoor food market made up of many vendors from around Queens. It's like eating around the world. The market is sponsored, so the prices are capped at $5 or $6, meaning this is one of the most accessible ways for anybody to try some of the best food in New York. Some of our favorites were the Bafana sandwich from Joey Nata's, a Portuguese roll with tender strips of pork marinated in a beer and wine sauce. Total damage just $6. Or a keema palata from Burmese Bites, which are like Burmese quesadillas with minced chicken. Better yet, the Sega wet plates from the Ethiopian style, a slow-cooked beef simmered in Berber with veggie sides. Or try something impossible to find elsewhere in New York, like the cassava leaves with moringa leaf rice from Sierra Leone. Save some room for dessert at mooncakes, an Indonesian specialty. Yes, think of this like packing all the cultures of the world into one insanely delicious market. This place is so distinctly New York, the vendors are awesome, and they have live music and plenty of space for families to spread out. I found Petey's breakfast cart when we were shooting a breakfast food video, and this guy really impressed me. His menu is bare bones, coffee, pastries, and donuts. This is how locals do it in the morning when they're in a rush. But what sets him apart is his personality. He keeps it real. In fact, he's become a bit of a social media star. Check out his Instagram for an idea. Born and bred in the city, Petey's a fun character to visit and have a conversation with. I recommend you try his Cadillac, which is a mix of coffee and hot chocolate. We could say a poor man's mocha, but I'm all about local experiences on this channel, and spending a few minutes with Petey in the morning definitely qualifies. Chinatown is New York's best neighborhood for tasty, cheap eats, and Jin Men Barbecue just sprung up there recently with the cheapest food truck on today's video. Their Tianjin style from northern China with lamb, beef, and chicken kebab skewers starting at just $2 each. They even have some more exotic items available like chicken heart, beef aorta, and whole squid. The meat is tender and well seasoned. This is a steal. It's really hard to find protein this cheap, and if you're hopping around all of Chinatown's awesome noodles, dumpling, and dim sum shops and need a break from carb overload, this is your spot. For 1 or maybe a dozen of those tasty skewers. Billy's hot dog stand may not have the international recognition of the hot dog king, but in his little corner of the Upper West Side, he's still royalty. Now, this isn't any fancy grill setup, it's old school boiled franks, also known as dirty water dogs. Billy chats up everyone that stops by, and he's been a viewer favorite for all the years we've covered him. At $3 each, and he just had to raise prices, it's still a great deal. Add some mustard, onion, and you're set. The hot dogs have a great snap, and there's something nostalgic about eating one of these, whether you grew up in New York or not. If you're roaming the northern part of Central Park, swing by and tell him I said hi. Frankie's Souvlaki is not even the most famous Greek food truck on this video, but it deserves just as much recognition. With 4 trucks in the city, we'll talk about the Astoria, Queens location because that's the Greek capital of New York. This food truck is an institution. They've been around for decades. You can smell the souvlaki down the block. Our pick are the lamb souvlaki skewers, which are quite generously portioned with a little lemon, salt, and oregano, super tender and tasty, the perfect food to walk and eat with. They have a truck at 86 and Lexington on the Upper East Side if you're visiting Manhattan. Royal Grill Halal is another food truck that gets overshadowed by some bigger names in Midtown. These guys are the real deal for Bengali Indian-style chicken and lamb over rice at a food truck. It doesn't get much better. Their chicken tikka plate is phenomenal. I just revisited them recently with my wife, ordered chicken tikka plates, and took it to the Bryant Park Winter Village. People were watching us jealous of our lunch, and for $10, I guarantee we had the cheapest item there. The plate is packed with spice, white sauce, hot sauce, green mint chutney, and a secret menu addition, a mango pickle. It's a lot of flavors and just the right kick. This may be the biggest sleeper pick on the entire video. If you want a quick grab-and-go chicken over rice meal that local New Yorkers get down with, try them. Back to Jacksonites, Queens, we go for Las Quesadillas, which specializes in the classic Mexican dish, quesadilla. Bet you saw that coming. And you won't find too many trucks that have a dozen different varieties like they do. Try the tinga or mole. Everything is made fresh. The corn tortilla is so chewy and the flavor of the masa really stands out. These taste homemade. It's very light, the perfect snack, and if you want something a bit heartier, order a tlacoyo made fresh with masa, beans, lettuce, cream, and cheese. A great option for my vegetarians watching. This is pure comfort food in one of the most diverse parts of New York. New York has some of the best Bengali food in the US. There's so many vendors selling fushka in this part of Queens that they've nicknamed it Fushka Alley. If you don't know what fushka is, it's a crispy orb-shaped snack made of a semolina shell filled with a variety of savory ingredients and a tangy tamarind chutney. Outside of fushka, this truck has plenty of tasty alternatives like bel puri, a savory Bengali snack, fried on the bottom with chickpea spread on top, tamarind sauce, cucumber, a little bit of cilantro, chopped red onion. They look like a little Bengali tostada, and they're fantastic. Crunchy, spicy, and crispy, packed with an amazing balance of flavors, a textural masterpiece. Mango lassi is an interesting dessert you can add, sweet and savory mango, topped with some masala spice and mustard oil. It's delicious, and if you really want to be local, order a little chai tea to top it all off. The perfect palate cleanser with some underlying spice. Add them to any Queens street food crawl. Tia Julia is an absolute gem in Elmhurst, Queens. Their sandwich is a thing of beauty. Called the semita, which refers to the round eggy bread with sesame seeds, it's one of Mexico's answers to the New York hero sandwich. We ordered the breaded chicken, which comes with Oaxaca cheese, thin breaded chicken, chipotle, beans, and papalo leaf. For about $10, this thing is gigantic. The Milanesa chicken packs a punch with the chipotle, and it's so creamy with avocado, cheese, and mayo. Easily one of the best sandwich food trucks in New York City. You can even add some cafe de olla, coffee with a little bit of cinnamon in it. It'll perk you up for the rest of the night, I guarantee it. Swing by, find a sandwich type you like, and enjoy an authentic semita at a truck where they have telenovelas playing off the TVs outside. King Souvlaki may be the most famous Greek gyro food truck in the entire city. Open since the 70s, and they've got 4 different trucks all over Queens. We stopped by the OG Astoria location, and my insider's local pick is half pork gyro, which is hand-stacked and very authentic, with the other half being pork souvlaki. It comes with tzatziki, real yogurt on the side. The souvlaki is tender and marinated, which soaks up a lot of the flavors. One of New York's best Greek food options, food truck or not.
In this video, I'll be rating the best delis in the pastrami capital of the world, New York City, including a shop that sells 15,000 pounds of pastrami in a single week. But before that, my local guide Greg and I are heading to a place that Anthony Bourdain called the iconic New York meal, and that would be Pastrami Queen. And this is by far the smallest deli on the video. Not many tables, but worth the wait.
It smells so good in here. I'm just looking at that big slab of pastrami there, all that bark on the outside.
Oh wow. This is an icon of the New York culinary scene.
Just layered, piled up like that.
The pastrami is brined, seasoned, dried, and smoked, and then heated and steamed for 24 hours to achieve peak moisture and tenderness.
Nice little bit of fat there, not overwhelming. A little bit of that bark, which I like. I'm just really hungry. I'm so excited to dive into this.
We've been fasting all day. You know what I like about this pastrami? It's not too lean, it's not too fat, it's somewhere in the middle.
I agree there. That caraway seed and the rye bread really adds another layer of flavor here.
Man, this thing's not gonna last long.
Now I'm curious with the mustard.
I think the mustard elevates it.
The mustard does add that bit of saltiness and brininess to it.
It's amazing that a spot like this flies a little bit under the radar, at least by tourists to New York, where you've got the heavyweights like Katz and Second Half Deli. Pastrami Queen, a little sleeper.
It is. I think it's also because of the location. Like, not not a lot of tourists coming up to the Upper East Side, you know?
That's fair. I mention this every time we bring up Anthony Bourdain, but he loved this spot. And he always said that this is the one thing New York City does better than any other place on earth. Pastrami sandwich and deli sandwich. One thing you're guaranteed at any deli are the free pickles. Got the half sours here. You know, I never had half sour pickles until I started going to the New York Jewish delis. This is more commonly what you see, standard American pickle.
Out of these two, I do prefer actually the half sour because it tastes a little bit fresher. It tastes more like cucumber. It doesn't overwhelm on the tanginess. I think also when you're eating something heavy and greasy like this, you do need something light to kind of cut through the richness of it.
Yeah. One thing you absolutely must order when you come to a New York Jewish deli, Dr. Brown's celery. This is the classic. If Sprite and ginger ale had a baby. Time for the first ranking of the day. Pastrami Queen. Greg, what do you got?
It's a thin slice pastrami. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the thin slice all the time, depending on how it is. It was good. A nice flavor with the spices on there, with the Barr. It was a little oily. The bread was fantastic. Overall, I say I give it a 7.4.
Interesting. Okay. I think that is a great deli sandwich, but I think it could have been a little juicier. I think there could have been a little bit more flavor. I would definitely go back. I'm gonna go with a 7.3. We see eye to eye on this.
Pastrami Queen starts us off at a solid 7.35. With our next stop, a classic on the New York deli scene. Will we get our first contender of the day?
This is 2nd Ave Deli, and we are not even on 2nd Ave. This is the first time that both Greg and I will dine here.
Excited.
Oh, this is the originals right here. This is showing like the old 2nd Ave Yiddish theater district.
This screams just like old surly New York, you know?
So first thing I notice is there's no music playing, people just enjoying their food. This place feels like a classic even though it opened here in 2007. And there's a bit of a sad story. The original owner, Abe Liebewall, was murdered in 1996, and that case is still unsolved. Wow. But they're keeping the tradition alive now in Midtown East. Who said a pastrami spot isn't healthy, okay? We got the house salad here, some pickles, some vegetables.
I feel healthy already, just looking at it.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, this definitely looks different than a pastrami queen.
I see a lot more fat. Yeah. Not too much, but like I see it more.
And also it's really thinly sliced.
It is.
And you can see a good amount of that pastrami bark hanging out too. First time you, first time me.
Excited.
Let's pop that cherry. Yeah. I like what the menu said. You don't need this thing lean. Nice and fatty for me. So juicy, so many flavors. Oof.
Even though it's fatty, it doesn't feel so heavy. We're worried this is gonna fall apart as we eat it. Somehow it's like the structural integrity of this is much better than I thought it would be.
This isn't a word I've typically used for pastrami, but it's buttery.
I think they don't overdo it on the spice. I really taste the flavor of the meat itself here.
Yeah, I'm gonna put mustard on before I finish this thing. It definitely balances out the flavors better, yeah. I'm feeling such a sense of guilt right now for never having come here before.
Hey, better late than never, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Better late than never.
It just keeps getting better with every bite.
Just that little bit of brine, not too much, very fresh.
Yeah, well, it's good to have something acidic like this, counter the saltiness of the pastrami. I think this is what you come to New York for an old school spot like this.
It kind of reminds me of like a steakhouse vibe a little bit.
And you do have all the celebrities on the walls. We got Dustin Hoffman here, just overlooking us. I'm walking here. Tell us what movie that's from if you know.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Need some walking after this. Spot number 3 is walking distance from here, which is great.
Any extra steps you can get.
While pastrami is one of the icons of New York, street food is really one of the city's best kept secrets, and Greg runs the best street food tour in New York. I have had viewers tell me it was the highlight of their trip. I'm gonna put a QR code here. If you wanna book it, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on the tour. Come join me. You know, usually you see black and white cookies, right? These are blue and white cookies. It kind of reminds me of, for all the Seinfeld fans, remember when Jerry's eating the black and white cookie? Very pleasant surprise.
I think they have a whole bake section here too.
Are you a Yankee fan?
Yes.
You want to see something fantastic?
Sure.
Remember that?
Oh,
this is terrible.
You're trolling us.
You're trolling us?
Just listen to that crack. You'll never hear that again.
This is torture.
Listen to
salt
that.
in the wound
Listen to
here.
the crack.
Thanks for rubbing salt in the wound. Appreciate it. Were you a Mets fan?
Dodger.
Okay.
Dodger fan.
Fair enough. Congratulations.
All right. You win this one. Time for the rankings. This one's tough. This one's really tough. I thought that the meat was tender, buttery, good peppery flavor. One of the best pastrami sandwiches I've ever had. I'm gonna go 8.2.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. You know, I like the fatty bits that came off. The meat itself was good quality. Bread was solid. I'm gonna go 8.0.
All right, we're pretty close. We have been pretty close so far.
Yeah.
Second half Deli came in with a solid 8.1, but will that score be enough to keep up with some fierce pastrami contenders? Our next stop takes us to a deli that's probably the least known on the list, but don't let that fool you.
Sarge's Deli, open since 1964. This is a local favorite. Sarge's has a great story. It was opened by a retired New York City police sergeant, hence the name Sarge's, and his name just happened to be Abe Katz. No relation to Katz Deli.
Mine is blown.
Of all the contenders in today's video, I think Sarge's has the largest menu. It's pretty much like a diner menu.
It does have a diner vibe to it too.
Wow.
Ooh. Thank you. The bread looks excellent.
Definitely see some of the bark. Maybe not as much bark as we saw at Second Ave.
And the color is more pink here is what I noticed. That's one thing is the color difference. Yeah, I do see like more of the fat. It's nice layers of fat and lean meat here.
I think this could be the most thinly sliced we've had of the day. Well, I'm excited for this first bite. Ready to go to work. What a dirty business we have. Really juicy.
That's what stood out to me right away,
Yeah.
the juiciness.
The flavors are pretty subtle.
The bread is fantastic on this, and the caraway seeds, it really complements it.
Brown deli mustard. It just melts in your mouth.
Very impressed how juicy it is.
You know, they have a t-shirt outside that says New York's best kept secret, and I kind of have to agree with that in some ways.
It's just got that like very welcoming, relaxed vibe.
What's also incredible about all the spots we're going to today, Sarge's is the newest, 1964. Places like this can stay around as customers are loyal. Kind of happy we didn't start here. This would have set the bar very high. The bread is about as good as the pastrami, which you never think you would say at a deli, but it's actually true. I was just admiring how much I was enjoying this. It's such a simple sandwich. Bread, pastrami, mustard. That's it. We just need a little nap before the next spot. This food's putting us to sleep. All right, Greg.
Yeah.
That was interesting. What do you got?
I gotta say right away, I was very impressed with Sarge's. The bread really stood out to me. They get the bread from Orwash's, a local bakery, so it really tastes homemade. It was very juicy, kind of crumbly, like you can see the juices just coming out of the meat. I'm gonna give it 8.7.
Okay. I think that's maybe the best pastrami sandwich I've ever had. Juicy as all heck. I'm going a little higher. I'm going 9.1.
Sarge's storms into the lead with an impressive 8.9. Could this unexpected contender actually take the crown? With just one stop left, a name that's practically synonymous with New York and pastrami awaits.
We've got Katz's Deli, New York's oldest deli, open since 1888, been here since 1917. And this is the first time I have not seen a line out the door. This is a New York rite of passage, waiting online to get your pastrami sliced at Katz's. Greg and I made a bold decision.
Yeah.
We are having the Katz IPA and Ale.
Cheers to the last stop and one of the most famous sandwiches in the world.
Now you may see this slogan all around, send the salami to your boy in the army, or you look at the walls and there's all these people holding these like thick sausages. It's because during World War II, the owner had 3 sons in the armed forces, and that's where that slogan started. Often imitated, never duplicated. You look at a Katz pastrami sandwich, and I think you can instantly tell where it comes from.
Absolutely. The first thing that jumps out at you right away is how thickly sliced the meat is. They hand slice it to order.
It feels like a workout right now. We're gonna need a workout after today. That's a different story. Also something unique versus all the other spots. They put the mustard on for you, and they put quite a bit.
Even the way they slice it up and like almost stack it. Look at that. It's almost like a work of art.
This was made for social media before social media even existed. 1888. I'm not necessarily docking them for this, although maybe I am. It's so much meat that this bread can barely hold it together. Like, I'm afraid this is about to fall apart. Now, we never really talked about like what pastrami is. It's the beef navel. It has to be cured in salt water brine for 3 weeks, then rubbed, then smoked, then boiled, then steamed, and then finally carved right in front of you. This masterpiece takes a lot of time. The final contender for best pastrami in New York.
We had to end here with the most famous and the most unique, I would say.
Is yours holding up?
Yeah, I think this one's like very structurally intact. I think more than any other spot, the bark really shows.
Here we go. Wow. First words from me are, it is so thick. Oof. It is by far the thickest piece of pastrami, and there is no contest versus the other ones. I also think it has the smokiest flavor.
I would say so too. I think it has the boldest spice mix to it.
They have a style and they are not gonna move away from it.
No. And it works.
The vibe here, it's very touristy. This is by far the most polarizing place I have ever seen in New York. It seems like people either love this place or love to hate this place. But I need some more bites to really think about the ranking here.
I would say not really the best bread on here. Like the mustard is actually seeping through the bread a bit. But I don't think you're really coming here for the bread. You're really coming here for the meat.
And now your thing's falling apart a little bit, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's messy, but I'm not complaining about it. Not that this affects the pastrami rating at all, but this lager is excellent. I think I like the beer as much as the pastrami. I've actually never been here for dinner before. Now you've come here late when there was still 24 hours.
Yeah, like 3 in the morning. It's a whole different vibe here. It's like the after drinking crowd.
Party vibe.
Yeah.
I will say the meat's a little bit tougher in some areas to chew.
There's less fat here. I'm not sure if it's like you can ask for a fattier cut,
Yeah.
but it is a little tougher.
Do you think this is a tourist rite of passage?
Absolutely. Probably the most famous sandwich in the whole city and one of in the whole world. I mean, you see this, you know it's a Katz sandwich.
I think they have the record for most celebrity pictures. I can't think of a place that has more. They must have 1,000.
What I do love is it still has that very old school feel to it.
Yeah.
It's very frozen in time. It brings you back to old school New York.
But I think everyone should probably try it at least once in their life. Moment of truth, Greg. Here are my thoughts. I have been here before, as has just about every other New Yorker, and I've always had a hit or miss experience. I really enjoyed the taste. I like the smokiness. I like how thick the pastrami was. There was just something about the texture today. It just didn't have that crumbliness, is that a word?
Yeah.
It didn't have that crumbliness that I would want out of my winner, and it definitely didn't have the juiciness of Sarge's. So I'm gonna give Katz's a 7.9.
I've been to Katz many times. I love the flavor. They have probably the boldest spice mixture, spice blend of any pastrami we had today, but it was not as moist as I'm used to. And usually the meat falls apart a lot, but here it was the bread that was falling apart tonight a lot, which I got to dock it on the bread too. I've had experience here that I would normally give maybe a 9.2. Tonight, I give it 8.1. Sarge's winner for me tonight. It was so juicy. The bread was excellent. It really had the whole package tonight.
The underdog has won.
Here's the final tally. Pastrami Queen takes fourth with a 7.35. Katz's lands in third at 8.0. Second half Deli claims the silver with an 8.1. And Sarge's Deli pulls off the stunning upset, coming out on top with an 8.9. These Budget NYC meals can feed your entire family for $10 or less and taste amazing. These are the 15 spots that nobody is talking about, especially number 15, which might be the best deal I've ever seen here in the most expensive city in America. We'll start with what could be the top sandwich special in all of New York City for only $10 at the last place you'd expected, a dive bar. Joey Rose's in Manhattan's Lower East Side would actually be an amazing place to just hang out with its vintage 80s theme created by comedian Joe DeRosa, but forget Mortal Kombat and $3 lager pints. You're here for their $10 sandwich specials. This is not just one token menu item. No, they have 8 of them. And just to elevate this budget experience, their bread is baked in-house daily. My personal favorite is the Rosie, mortadella, white American cheese, tomatoes, hot cherries, mayo, oregano. These sandwiches have personality, and you don't need the jaws of life to bite into them. The eatability is tremendous, and so is the taste. The dad is a heavier version, mortadella, Genoa salami, ham, provolone, Asiago, and more. Whoever's dad this was named after deserves a medal. I can't imagine these prices lasting here much longer, so go let your inner 80s, 90s kid out, even if you don't drink at Joey Rose's. And if you do drink, I can't imagine what could be better than washing down one of these Italian subs with an ice-cold beer in a funky retro vibe. Listen up, New York's cheapest burger is inside of a supermarket in the expensive neighborhood of Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And spoiler, it's actually amazing. Head into Jubilee Marketplace where burgers start at $2.15 and cheeseburgers are $2.55. The owner was inspired by White Manna, a New Jersey institution for their little sliders, and they are able to keep prices so low because they have a butcher shop downstairs connected to the supermarket, which keeps costs down and your wallet heavier. As for the burgers, 2.5-ounce patties topped with garlic confit, smashed with love, salt, onions, American cheese, add some not-so-secret sauce, ketchup, mustard, mayo, relish, and Frank's hot sauce, a little Dijon, put it inside a potato bun, and you have a small masterpiece. I bet you can't eat just one. Super juicy and super simple. This is what supporting your local community is all about. Forget White Castle. Come here. For under $15, your stuff, money back guarantee. West Rice Roll King is the first but not last Chinatown spot we're featuring on this video. And America's best neighborhood for cheap eats won't let you down with these incredible incredible rice rolls starting at just $2.95. They've got every type of meat imaginable, but for my vegetarians watching, I've got you. The mixed sauce rice roll at only $3.95 blew me away. Topped with a sweet sesame sauce with a nice peanut flavor, it's bold in the best possible way. This lands somewhere between an epic snack and a nice small lunch. You can't go wrong with the beef topped with fish balls either if you want a savorier experience, but these are so easy to customize. Eat your feast inside at the counter or take it around the corner to the park. This is one of my all-time Chinatown cheap eats favorites. Bolivian Llama Party wins for best restaurant name on this video, first of all. You know this is going to be good considering they're the only Bolivian restaurant in the entire city. You come here for their legendary salteñas, which are just $5.45. The best way to describe it is like a soupy dumpling meeting an empanada. Each salteña is hand-braided and takes 3 days to make. It's a soupy base mixed with chicken, peas, carrots, potatoes, and egg. The funnest part is actually eating them. Shake them, take a bite, and unleash a flavor explosion. It's a whole meal wrapped up in one, an empanada on steroids. Put on some extra green sauce, and this is the kind of unique dish that you'd have to fly to South America to find. But taking the 7 train to Queens is just a lot cheaper. If you still have any appetite left, for $12, their fried chicken sandwich has actually been marked as one of the best in the city by the New York Times. The chicken is marinated in a Bolivian beer, crispy and juicy. If they just sold this sandwich, they would be doing very well. But you have so many options to work with. They only have outdoor dining, so pick a nice day and swing by for some affordable tastes of Bolivia. Souk al Shater. We're going to stack 2 Sunnyside Queens legends together here. Walk from Bolivian Llama Party to this little Lebanese grocery store meets eatery. Sure, they've got lots of sweets, veggies, and items to grab off the shelves, but you're here to order the chicken shawarma for $8, sliced right off the skewer. Your mouth is probably watering by now. Add some pickles, pickled turnips, Lebanese garlic spread inside of a thin pita. This is grab-and-go heaven. The meat is so delicately seasoned and the veggies complement the meat so well. You don't need this drowned in sauce. This could be one of the healthiest options on the video. Add a spinach pie or some grape leaves as an extra side dish, and for around $10, you're eating like a seasoned New Yorker. Places like this are staples of Queens, the world's borough. $1.50 fresh pizza. This one's a little controversial, I admit, because less than a year ago, it was only $1 for the same slice. But inflation has finally hit New York's cheap eats mecca, the dollar pizza. They're almost all extinct, and this spot next to Grand Central in Midtown was my all-time favorite for the $1 slice. So for an extra 50 cents, I say you sample this relic from the past. It's honestly not comparable to a higher-end pizzeria, but it's still the cheapest slice of pizza you'll find in New York, and if you're in a rush, there's something magical about this. You never wait more than 30 seconds, and even though the origin of the cheese is a mystery, I can still get down with it. Just pretend it's 50 cents cheaper, and you can say you tried New York's famous dollar slice, sort of. Chinatown is back on the list, and Guy Kitchen, a Thai eatery, is a contender for one of the best deals in the city right now. This titan of cheap eats has an all-day special that still boggles my mind. You can get their Thai Hainanese chicken with a huge bed of rice, or their Thai roasted chicken for only $6.50. Paired with some of their sauces, this thing packs a serious punch and is well below typical 2024 prices. For $15, you could do 2 lunch entrees and still have room for a drink. They have a new menu item we have to highlight, the Thai fried chicken for just $2 extra, crispy and tasty. You've got 3 menu items here under $10 that could easily be an entire meal. This is a great reminder that Chinatown is not just Chinese food. You can pick up this unreal Thai food that is quick, tasty, and cheap. They have some delicious Thai iced teas and other sweet drinks to really satisfy any taste bud in the group. Guy Kitchen is a new classic on Mott Street. Arguably New York's most famous hot dog shop has New York's most affordable breakfast deal for only $3. Gray's Papaya, an institution on the Upper West Side known for their franks and kitschy tropical atmosphere. I still think this is worth a stop for a hot dog, but between 8 to 11 a.m. daily, you can get their bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, or ham, egg, and cheese on a roll and a coffee for $3. And for $3.95, you can add one of their famous hot dogs with egg and cheese on a roll, plus a coffee. This is craziness. It's a bodega special straight out of 2004. For the value, 4 strips of bacon, egg, cheese, ketchup with the coffee, sign me up. But the real winner here is that hot dog special. My friend Ben loved it, and it's a sneaky way to try one of their famous hot dogs and have a nice grab-and-go breakfast at the same time. If you're visiting New York, there's a 13-minute walk from the Natural History Museum and minutes from Central Park. If you're starting either of your days near there, look them up. Royal Grill halal food. This Vendy award-winning food truck just steps from Bryant Park in Midtown still manages to slip under most people's radars. This is the kind of Indian cuisine that you'd be paying double for in a stuffier Manhattan restaurant. Forget the tablecloths and order the chicken tikka over rice for just $9. You can customize just how hot you want it. You won't get skimped on the meat here, I can promise you that. I always order it with as many sauces as I can. Chicken tikka, white yogurt sauce, hot sauce, green chutney, mango pickle. The owner is from Bangladesh, so it's got that flair to it. Very punchy, spicy, creamy, and complemented by the best rice I've ever had at a halal truck before. This is a true best-kept secret. Whenever anyone asks me what's the top street food to try in New York, I won't point you to your average hot dog cart. I tell you order some halal chicken over rice with white sauce, and you probably won't go wrong. But if you want some of the best and don't want to wait in a super long line at a spot like Adele's, then Royal Grill is your savior. Just minutes from Times Square, the location and the taste make this a winner. I'm not sure what's better about going to Fuzhou Weijang Weijia, the actual food or the fact that it's inside a practically abandoned mall basement in Chinatown. This is a type of food adventure you need to sign up for in New York, because once you get down those escalators and actually find the spot, you'll be wondering where it was hiding your entire life. Their small steam buns are $5 for 6 pieces. You can also add 8 steamed dumplings for $4 or 8 fried dumplings for $5, and you'd still be under $15. But if you want one, I'd recommend the steam buns. Add some soy sauce and devour them. They're soft, they're chewy, they're pillowy. You'll want to take a nap after, guaranteed. This is a hidden gem that looks like a hole in the wall with amazing quality and a hardworking family running it. And the best part is the price, making this one of New York's top budget bites. David's Brisket House is a unicorn. You never hear the words pastrami and cheap eats together, but this jewel in Brooklyn manages to keep prices competitive by offering a small, medium, and large size. $12.99 for a pastrami or corned beef that is this good is unheard of. Their small sandwich, an incredible deal. Now, they're a longtime staple in Bed-Stuy and as New York as you come. A Muslim owner of a traditional Jewish food making pastrami in a historically African-American neighborhood, and the pastrami is some of the most flavorful I've ever tried. Thicker cut and crumbly. Don't sleep on their corned beef or even brisket sandwich as well. Pair them with a Dr. Brown soda, and this is as New York an experience as it gets, where you don't have to order a massive mound of a sandwich and cancel the rest of your afternoon to digest it. This is not something you'll find in every corner of New York. Santa Fe BK in Williamsburg is dedicated to food from New Mexico. They have one of the best lunch specials you need to know about, the green chili cheeseburger, which is New Mexico's most famous burger, and only at lunch to go costs $9, and they sell out daily. A 6-ounce patty from Paisano's famous butcher shop in Brooklyn. Swiss and American cheese, green hatch chili imported from New Mexico. This thing is a work of art. From the wrapping paper and branding to the beauty of the burger, it is absolutely stacked. The cheese melts in your mouth, the burger is juicy, and the hatch green chili has just the right kick, leaving you wondering where this burger has been your entire life. And this is why you visit or live in New York. The melting pot of the Big Apple allows you to try cuisines not just from all over the world, but all over the United States. My burger lovers watching, put this to the top of your list, and then go roam Williamsburg after, one of New York's hippest neighborhoods. If I was filming a movie dedicated to budget bites in New York, I'd probably start at Lucky Rabbit Noodles with their iconic location almost right underneath the Manhattan Bridge in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Their menu is an eclectic mix of Asian fusion, and the chef intentionally made it vegan and vegetarian friendly. While the noodle dishes are over the $15 threshold, if you want to splurge, this would be the spot and that would be the dish. I want to concentrate on their dumplings and sides. The Eastern Cukes for $10 might be the best salad dish I've ever had in New York. Cucumbers with cilantro, Thai basil, scallions, ginger scallion sauce, tahini, fried shallots, mushroom seasoning, lime, ginger on top to create a vegetable dish that's equally healthy and swimming in flavor. The matzo ball soup dumplings are an incredible combo of Jewish meets Asian cuisine. Take a matzo ball dumpling filled with chicken, add some chicken soup broth with Asian spices, fried shallots, and fresh dill. The combination is so satisfying and tasty. The best value could be their truffle mushroom sweet potato dumplings for only $6, completely vegan, black truffle sauce, vegan mayo, scallions, fried shallot, ginger on top of a crispy sweet potato dumpling. The combination of textures and flavors will leave you speechless. Angeles. Finally, a location that is cheap eats gold and easy for anybody with dietary restrictions to enjoy. Pair that with a location in Dumbo and you have a great excuse to do some sightseeing afterwards. Sinfa Bakery in the vastly overlooked Chinatown in Brooklyn may be my favorite dessert in the city. And you'll like these Portuguese egg tarts so much, you may just turn it into a meal. $1.75 each or get 6 for $10.50, and you will guaranteed be the hit of any party or group you take these to. They're so jiggly and the taste is like eating a gourmet dessert or breakfast. Slightly crispy and buttery, the inside is dense, creamy, the tasty egg yolk holds it all together. They're massive and will fill you up faster than you'd expect. And this is the perfect excuse to head to 8th Ave and Sunset Park for New York's hidden gem Chinatown. If you need more ideas of what to do there, watch this video we just shot a few months ago for an entire itinerary. Remember I told you this last one is the best cheap eats deal in New York? Billy's Hot Dog Cart next to Central Park continues to be a viewer and my personal favorite. $2 for the most famous street food in New York, $2.50 for a hot sausage, and the best part is Billy himself, a Greek immigrant who hustles in all weather for decades and will actually take the time to chat you up. You want a local New Yorker experience? Head to Billy and enjoy some of the best hospitality and perhaps the last place you'd expect it. And for the record, these hot dogs are delicious and the onion sauce is packed with flavor. For $15, you've got 3 to 4 people fed easily. Then go sit at a bench next to Central Park, enjoying a New York delicacy and supporting a small local business.
Are TikTok's hottest restaurants actually worth it? Today we'll be ranking the most viral spots in New York from a 1 to 10 to let you know if they live up to the hype or are just overrated. Starting with Bell Fries, who have taken the internet by storm with their indulgent creations. I'm joined by New York City YouTuber Action Kid. We're gonna start with Ariel Eats.
If you love animal fries out on the West Coast, don't wait. It's made its way to New York City,
Animal
and you're not gonna want to
fries.
miss out on this.
I've had these before at In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, that's where they got the idea, actually. Wow.
Oh, they put like cheese and some other sauce on it.
We'll do 1 small of the double truffle. Thank you. You know, a real theme for today's video is gonna be how messy everything is. I'll give Bell Fries credit though. They have these little cubbies here. Like this is your table. We got 2 things to try out here. First, the double truffle, which has truffle oil, truffle mayo, and Parmesan on top. And you got the animal style.
Yeah, this has got some cheese, some pink sauce, and grilled onions.
We're gonna rank each of the spots from a 1 to a 10. We're gonna factor in the value for the money. And also I think something important is to factor in like how well it photographs and how well it videos, because that's what people are paying for too.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, to me it's like passing the visual check, and we went in right as they opened, and the guy working there, super friendly, give him a raise.
I mean, the smell is just so aromatic already. Like, you could smell it from like a block away.
All right, let's rock. That first bite. I think for me, there's 2 things to look at. It's how good is the fry and how good is the sauce. In this case, we've got both going on. What about yours?
I mean, this fry hits differently. Just something about it, like it packs a punch. And those onions, man, they like bring out so much flavor, and then you got that cheese in there. I'm digging this.
So you think these are better than In-N-Out's?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Far superb.
You are gonna start a West Coast, East Coast war with that statement. Apparently the owner got the idea from In-N-Out, so they're paying tribute to it. It's not exactly the same. They're nice and crispy on the outside, soft texture on the inside, and just the combination of the truffle sauce and the oil, it's working. It's such a good flavor.
Look at this thing now. It's just soaking in all those like sauces and onions and everything.
You know, looking at the value here, it's about $12, $13 for a small.
I mean, for truffle's an expensive ingredient. That's a good value for it.
Oh yeah. They're very particular to say that they are not French fries, they are Bell fries, short for Belgian fries. I did a little homework on the topic. Apparently the story goes that American servicemen from World War I brought this over from southern Belgium, but they called it French fries because that's the language the Belgians were speaking. So they weren't properly credited, and they're trying to bring that back.
I didn't know that. I thought they were always French fries.
These are some of the best fries I've ever had in New York.
These are fantastic. The onions really like pack that much more oomph into this.
Let me try.
Yeah.
Let's trade. This sauce combination with the onions and the cheese would go equally well on a burger or on a sandwich too, which you can do with the In-N-Out burgers.
And I like this truffle oil, it packs a punch.
If I was drunk, I think I would go for this. I think the animal fries would be perfect, because this is gonna like prevent any hangover the next day.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely gonna help. Fun fact, they call them animal style at In-N-Out because in the 1960s, there were so many rabid, hungry customers outside that they used to call them animals.
A secret menu item too.
No secret here though, it's on the menu here.
Yeah.
If something goes viral on TikTok, I think the commonality is it looks extreme, or videos or photographs well, but you don't always know about the taste.
Yeah.
And in this case, it passes on both fronts. We've tried both. We are ready for the ranking on a 1 to a 10. I'm going with an 8.1. These are really good. Honestly, some of the best fries I've ever had in New York. I was expecting the sauce to be good, but the fries themselves are really what sold me on this, and that's why I'm giving them such a high score.
I didn't think I'd be so into French fries because I don't normally eat this, but it's getting a 9.0 for me. Like, I think these are the best French fries I ever had, and like all the ingredients they put on here, they just like complement each other so well. Good value for the money too, considering it's truffle.
Yeah.
You know, the classic fries you can get for like $7, so if you want that, you got that.
You know, French fries are typically thought of as a side dish, but they're turning it into a main course. This is a new breed of takeout pasta spot that has gone viral. In this case, it's gnocchi for $10, gnocchi on 9th. This is by Traveling Girl.
Would you pay $10 for gnocchi? This new spot in the East Village has a simple menu that only serves gnocchi, either with pomodoro sauce or with vodka
Pomodoro
sauce.
or vodka.
And if you want burrata, it will cost you
burrata will
$3
cost
extra.
you $3
They put
extra.
it in a takeout container so it's easy to eat on the go or standing
container,
around
okay.
with your friends.
Okay.
Looks decent.
Would I pay 10? I would, yeah. One of the vodkas con burrata, and then one just al pomodoro. Very minimalistic in here. I like it, right? It's simple.
It's hole in the wall.
You're here for one thing. So I got the gnocchi with vodka sauce and the extra burrata, and they put a bunch of extra things on top.
Chili flakes, Parmesan, olive oil, salt, pepper, and I got the gnocchi pomodoro without burrata.
Different sauces. I have the burrata, he doesn't, so we're gonna basically try their most popular items. They are super nice in there. You know, I've noticed ever since I started doing YouTube 8 years ago, these days, if you have a phone, people really, I think, put an extra effort. They realize the value of this. I've never heard of pasta to go in a Chinese food container, you?
And this is like the first for me.
All right, let's take a few bites.
All right.
I'm definitely glad that I got the burrata. The gnocchi's not blowing me away. I don't believe that they make the gnocchi fresh there. I think the sauce they make fresh. The gnocchi, I've been told, is store-bought, so that's a little strike against it. But with the burrata and the vodka sauce, it's tasty.
I mean, I have to say, in mine, the gnocchi, I wasn't super impressed with it. A little bit mushy, I would say. The pomodoro sauce is kind of average, really. Not totally impressed with this place.
We have to grade this a bit on a curve because it's cheap and it's a to-go lunch. The idea behind this is you grab it and you go and you walk around. It's like a mobile food. So to that, I think it's good value. Would I compare it to a Carbone or like a high-end Italian spot? No, but I don't think that's what they're going for.
I'll have to say it is very filling. One of these, you probably won't even need to eat dinner.
You think about how tough it is to get a $10 lunch, okay? That's gonna fill you up this much. I mean, it's basically all carbs. You might want to take a nap after.
Yeah, you're gonna need a toothpick after this too.
I'm quite a fan of the burrata though. I would say to splurge and add it, or if you're not super hungry, go with how Action Kid did it. Pasta to go could be like one of the new trends in New York. So we're also getting some credit for being a trendsetter. I'm ready to give my ranking. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready too.
I'm gonna go with 6.5. I think there's a value to this. You know, is it the best gnocchi you've ever had? No. Is it interesting if you want a quick lunch in the East Village to save some money? Yeah. I would come back if I was in the area and I just wanted something grab and go.
For me, I'm gonna give this a 6.8. I was wanting to give this low 7s, but I don't know, the pasta just doesn't really sit well with me. It's really something's missing for the flavor and the taste, but value is really good for $10, and that's the saving grace for this place, I would say, and it fills you up.
One of the city's most viral sandwiches right now is at this Italian sandwich shop, and this is their 5th one in New York. We got a few TikToks to look at, starting with Sophie Green.
The best sandwich in NYC.
I can already tell the bread looks really, really nice. Ooh, prosciutto. Oof.
That's a lot of prosciutto.
This is not a sharing situation, they're warning us. All right, now we have down patty.
Dying to try this.
I like the way they wrap it. It's like kind of like a gift.
All her glory. Wow. It smells amazing.
This guy really liked it too.
Oh,
look
man.
how much food there is in there.
Wow. The bread kind of looks airy too. Looks like flatbread.
He just had an epiphany.
Oh my God.
he just saw God. Down patty approves. All right, well, it's our turn to see if we approve. Hey, how are you? I'd like to do a La Favolosa and then a Paradiso. Oh, dude, thank you. Let me try some. I love it.
Man, this is good. Real good. Put on a show for us. How much do you think that weighs, John?
Just like half a pound of salami alone. Maybe eating at all the famous Jewish delis in New York has numbed me a bit to spending $20 for a sandwich. Yours is 18.
Oh man, it's sticking to my wrapping paper.
This actually might be the most meat I've ever seen in a sandwich. You?
Yeah, there's a lot in there. I got the La Paradiso, mortadella, stracciatella, pistachio cream, and pistachio.
I got their classic La Favolosa, salami toscana, pecorino cream, artichoke, and spicy eggplants. All'Antico was very famous in Florence when they opened in the 90s, and tourists and locals alike would wait hours for it. Then back in 2021, they opened up their first outpost near Times Square, and now this is the 5th one. So finally, you know, they're spreading the wealth all over the city. I love it. I think it's a great idea for a sandwich chain in New York, huh?
We gotta try it, man.
It's also very impressive how they brush olive oil all over this focaccia bread. And that's gonna be important when we take that first bite. You ready?
Yeah, let's go. Toast.
All right, yeah. Toast on toast. The bread was the first thing that hit me, how crunchy it was.
Oh man.
If you like salami, you're gonna be in love with this.
This is fantastic, folks. Focaccia bread is like perfect. You got that amazing mortadella. The pistachio cream hits you like right away with the stracciatella. So good.
It's extremely messy. I mean, let's be real. You know, the pecorino cream and the spicy eggplant adds a really like oily and peppery punch to this. I'm liking this a lot. And I think I'm just gonna enjoy it more with every bite.
No doubt about it.
I don't know if the salami I've had before was too processed, too cured, too something, but this one just has some subtle flavors I'm really enjoying.
And the way they do this mortadella is like so thinly sliced, like you don't even feel like it's so heavy either.
I understand why they say this isn't a sharing situation because yeah, you could share it, but why would you want to? How would you compare this to your typical Italian-American style deli?
They will use like more commercial meats, you know. They'll put like generic condiments on it. This one, they use pistachio and stracciatella. This premium condiments.
You're right, in a way it's making some of the Italian-American delis look bad, even though some of them are amazing as well, but I think you're going for a completely different experience. It's like comparing American pizza to Italian pizza, or like New York pizza to Neapolitan pizza. They're very different, depends what mood you're in, but I'd always be in the mood for something like this.
To be honest, I'm not even that concerned about the price with something like this.
I would be happy to spend 20 bucks on it. This is a full meal. This is like a meal and a half. I'm definitely not somebody that typically goes for salami, but I would want this salami cut up just to take it home. Forget the sandwich. This is the best salami I've ever had in my entire life. Hands down.
I mean, this is freaking good. I don't think I've ever had a sandwich like this before.
Go ahead, what are you gonna rate this?
It's getting a 9.5 for me.
Whoa.
I mean, this is pretty much as best as you can get from a sandwich. The only thing I'm knocking it out for is the price, which it is a tad bit expensive now getting there, but it's pretty much as perfect as you can get with this.
I'm gonna go 8.7. I think this is an amazing sandwich. Is it worth 20 bucks? It's worth 20 bucks if I'm in the mood for this. If I'm in the mood for this, yes. Every day, no, but it's a really, really good Italian sandwich. And I've actually been told by some of my viewers about this that pre or post show on Broadway, the Midtown location is a good spot. People call it a food wasteland, not with them around. I never thought a lunch salad spot could go viral, but this bowl is changing the game.
I finally got to try the viral New York City Australian.
Wow,
Japanese
that's a
fusion
salad?
bowls. This
Looks
bowl
like an
opened up
ice
in
cream
NoHo a
sundae.
few weeks ago, straight from Bondi, and the line has been out the door
Yeah,
since.
that's one way of
These bowls
putting
are like
it.
$17. So
Is that
very
even
skeptical.
healthy anymore?
Turns
Because
out
ice
they're
cream
massive.
sundaes aren't
I don't
healthy
know what they're
in the
putting in
least.
them, but it's
I think they're going for healthy here. I think that is one of the charms, like Instagrammable but healthy. I didn't think it was possible, but apparently it is.
I wish I could name half the ingredients in these bowls.
It
All
looks
I know
good
is
though. They got
these
the
people
lettuce
know what
in
they're
there.
doing.
They got
They also make low-calorie soda
croutons.
from scratch.
I don't know what that
I had
is.
the cucumber and Thai basil one, and it was fire. This is genuinely my new favorite salad in the entire city, and everything happens to be gluten-free. So check it out because you're missing out.
NYC, but gluten-free, likes it a lot. Let's go check it out. Action Kid and I show up, lying down the block. Natural. It's like a day party vibe.
Feels like I'm on a tropical island.
They are from Australia, so I know it's like a surfer vibe. Could we get one of the OGs with salmon sashimi? And I want to do the braised beef. How long have you guys been open?
In April, mid-April, yeah. We had a soft opening for about a week and it was phenomenal. It's just been like non-stop momentum like since then.
We have our $18 salads. Ready to test them out. I don't think I've ever seen a salad this big before in my life. You?
This is ridiculous. Like I said, reacting to the TikTok, it looks like an ice cream sundae.
The interior of this bowl gave me such LA vibes. I could imagine if it was in LA, Justin Bieber would be photographed by the paparazzi coming out with his $18 this bowl. It's crazy because they've got a cult following in Australia. They have 25 locations in Sydney, 10 in Melbourne. This is the first one in New York. I think they picked the right location on the border of the village there in NoHo because that's the crowd that will spend the money on a really good, healthy meal.
This is the OG salmon sashimi. It's got kale, beets, red onion, edamame, roasted sesame dressing, seaweed salad, avocado, sansho, crispy crunch, and fish roe.
I've got so many ingredients, I gotta read this. So it's braised beef, kale, cucumber, sweet potato, chili, red onion, tamari ponzu, wasabi mayo drizzle, umami nut crunch, and for an extra $1.50, I got an avocado on top because I just wanted this thing to be as decadent as possible. I also have some rice buried under here somewhere. I may get to it in the next hour. Now, I used to order all the time from the Sweet Green in Greenwich Village. This is like Sweet Green on crack, okay? That's the best I can say, but these actually look really good. But remember, we're also gonna be ranking this based on the price. That braised beef is a lot juicier than I was expecting.
Oh man, there is a lot going on with the salad. A lot of seaweed salad. That's like the dominant flavor that I taste in here because it's so strong, like chewy. And then you got that nice, juicy salmon. I can taste those beets, which is like very bold and earthy, and the avocado also. I'm tasting like everything from the earth in one bite here.
Sometimes you put too many ingredients into something and it just overpowers it, but in this case, I'm not getting that at all. For the money, how much sashimi do you have in there? Salmon sashimi.
Let's see, like 8 to 10 cubes in total.
My question is who would order this for lunch? Because you're gonna wanna take a huge nap after. Like,
you could split this with someone easily.
It actually might be a decent split. That may be the way to play this. I'm really torn because I'm enjoying this so much, but I also realize I almost spent $20 on a to-go salad.
I mean, you split it, it's $10. Too bad you can't order half a salad and pay half as much.
We're also filming this at a beautiful hidden Japanese garden in Greenwich Village that I used to come to all the time when I lived here. Let me know in the comments if you know where this is. The braised beef, it's got good flavor, little kick, little spicy. I'm a huge fan of sweet potatoes. These knocked it out of the park, the sweet potatoes here. Action could go first. I have my number, I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm giving this a 7.9. I really wanted to give it an 8, but the price doesn't justify this salad. Plus, I was counting the salmon cubes. I was like, nah, that's not enough for an 8. There's like...
You need like 5 more pieces for an 8.
I know, but on the other hand, very, very tasty. The ingredients are so fresh and they do give you a lot.
I'll say they're ahead of the game in pricing because I'm sure Sweet Green will be $18 in a few years anyway. That being said, by 2024 standards, factoring in the $18 price for this, I'm giving it almost the same as you, 7.8. The salad's great. Maybe not the best salad I've ever had in my entire life, but considering it's a to-go salad and they clearly put a lot of effort into this, it's amazing. If the price was lower, I think it'd be closer to a 9. I also think if we're just looking at presentation and how Instagrammable and unique it is, there would be like a 10.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you don't see salads that look like this. It's good.
If it wasn't for the price, this will easily be in the 8s for sure.
I finally found the sushi rice. It took me about 10 minutes. Lafayette Grand Cafe and Bakery has the most viral pastry in New York, which has been known to sell out fast. And we're gonna check out DeVito food reviews to get hyped up for this.
$10 for a
$10.
pastry like that.
But $10.
That thing's oozing out, look at that.
I know.
Pistachio.
Oh, he's opening it up now.
And that right there is why.
Oh man.
That's why it's viral.
Oh.
That's why it's viral.
It just got all over his hands.
That's why it's viral.
Oh my god. He looks like he's enjoying it.
It's almost like
he's having a moment.
Pistachio gelato. I feel like
like a pistachio gelato. All right. I'm pumped. You?
I think he's feeding the ground more than himself.
Hopefully we'll do a little better. Yeah. Love the presentation. It's like you're bringing a nice treat home for your significant other. And they told me that they make 800 or 900 a day of these because they were so popular and they still sell out on weekends. They said they have batches at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, but during the week you'll probably be okay. And I'm imagining this is gonna be extremely messy. That's like the theme of this video. Just everything is super messy, super gooey, super Instagrammable, super TikTokable, whatever. All right, I'm going straight for the chocolate, like right here. I am a chocolate lover, and that glob of chocolate there was amazing. The croissant combined with the cream filling in the middle, it's just this soothing taste I can't explain. Like I know they're an upscale French bakery, and I know that it's a 3-day process to make each of these supreme croissants, but wow, this is really blowing me away. I have not had a dessert that's impressed me this much in a while.
So I already ripped mine open. This got this glob of pistachio here with actual pistachio nuts, and we've got the cream. Let me try the glob first. Oh my gosh, it has premium pistachio there, and that croissant oven baked. I don't think there's gonna be a way for me to eat this cream without it getting all over my face.
I say just do it. I say just do it.
All right, we'll do it.
Oh yeah.
Man, there's so much pistachio cream in here.
American indulgence meets a French bakery. Best way to describe it.
It's darn good.
There's about 4 tables outside. Like everybody here is just filming their food, eating these supreme croissants. They're geniuses the way they set this up. I got a number. You got a number too?
Yeah, I got a number.
I'm going with 9.3. I am a dessert person. You know, maybe I'm skewed a little bit by that. I'm a big sweets person, but you can impress me with a dessert like this. I can see why they were selling out. 100% coming back ASAP.
I'm giving this an 8.5. I mean, it is a really good croissant and the pistachio cream. I'm just really docking it on the price and the price alone. If I could say anything also, perhaps the messiness of this thing.
Come on, you're really docking it for being messy?
Yeah.
Some of the best food in the world is messy.
That's true.
I knew we were going to disagree on something here. So we got to look back at our ratings. My scale today was gnocchi on 9th was last, 6.5. This bowl 7.8. Bell fries 8.1. Al Antico 8.7. And then Lafayette 9.3. And then Action Kids ratings, gnocchi on 9th 6.8. This bowl 7.9. Lafayette 8.5. Bell fries 9. Al Antico 9.5. So you like the pistachio better in the Italian sandwich and on dessert, which is interesting.
That's right.
What do you think all these places have in common?
A lot of them are Instagrammable. They have a great presentation. Yeah. The foods that they do it differently than other places too. Like the Italian sandwich wasn't so salty. They don't use the usual condiments. This pistachio croissant, they bake for 3 days.
Food prices are going up everywhere, but New York is the worst. That's why I'm working with an expert to find the best cheap meals in America. But here's the challenge. Every meal has to cost less than 10 bucks. Can we do it in one of the most expensive cities in the country? Let's find out. We are starting at Guy Kitchen. I've got my local expert, Andrew from the Fung Bros, and what is going on here?
This right here is one of my favorite recent Chinatown success stories. They moved from Mott Street Eatery, now they got a storefront. Hi, can we get 1 fried chicken meal, a Hainan chicken, and then a roasted one? It's his first time having Hainan chicken.
It is my first time?
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of food, dude. I'm impressed.
It's just plated well.
We've got 3 distinct choices here. We got the Hainanese chicken, we got the roasted chicken, we got the fried chicken. What are the differences?
This one's poached, and I think this one visually, to a lot of people who are not used to having the dish, it looks a little bit unusual.
Okay.
It's tasty, I love it. Roasted, self-explanatory, deep fried, battered, all on a bed of ginger rice, and all have a different sauce.
Yes, that was really interesting. 3 different sauces, 3 different flavors coming up. All right, what do you think I should start with? I was thinking of the Hainanese chicken.
This is my all-time favorite. Like, I could eat this dish 3 times a week. It's like basic fuel for my body. I'll go with roasted.
All right, $6.50, one of the best deals in New York. Let's rock. Yeah, definitely got like a zesty flavor here, feeling the spice. Oh yeah.
This one's a sweet, slightly fish sauce flavor.
This is not some boring chicken at all. I mean, if you're looking for a little bit of a kick, generally speaking, Thai food would have that, right?
It's like a accessible kick.
Yeah.
You know, it's not too crazy. Chicken is so juicy. I'm like, where are you gonna get this quality of chicken, $6.50? You know it's good because there's no music. The restaurants that play no music, man.
I was thinking about that when I was sitting here. There's no music. No, dude, this chicken, as you said, so moist, so juicy, roasted, currently my favorite.
Okay.
And you got a little bit of a backstory on this spot. Now, this was $5.99 when it was at the mall near here, right?
Yeah, there's a Mott Street Eatery, which has some pretty good gems, but this spot kind of graduated from there and has its own storefront now on, I would say, the most iconic street in Chinatown, Mott Street. I mean, this is prime real estate.
Prime real estate, and you're charging prices like this, $6.50 for practically what's a full lunch.
And I think chicken rice, it's such an accessible dish.
Yeah.
Nothing's crazy about it. It's healthy. Anybody can eat it.
It's not gonna intimidate the tourists who are watching this video, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, try the fried.
This is your favorite. This is the one I could see your eyes were lighting up when we ordered it. Dude, I love the skin. The skin, the flavor of it, little spices, man, oof. Of these 3, I think the roasted was my favorite. What about you?
The all-time classic Hainanese chicken still for me, but I think everything's good.
It's funny because we were talking off camera about how like we can't possibly finish all this food today, and we're at the first stop, and I'm like, I don't know how I wouldn't be able to finish this right now, especially with chicken. I want to.
And then you're not gonna have space for all the other great cheap eats that we got.
You know, I'm thinking about this right now. Could this be the best cheap eats deal in all of Chinatown right now?
I don't know, we gotta go to the other spots, man. I think it's one of the top one though. I'm just saying that.
This is a contender.
Spoiler.
Right out of the gates. We weren't even planning on filming this spot, but Andrew stopped us as we walked by and he said they just opened. Let's put it on the video. $2 skewers. It doesn't get better than that.
So you can get lamb, beef, chicken. What do you want? Gizzard, do you want chicken heart?
I don't know about chicken heart. I'm thinking lamb maybe.
Yeah, let's just try a lamb and a chicken.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dude, look at, that's a lot of chicken.
That's a lot of food for the money.
So the name of the cart is Jin Mun, and it essentially means like Tianjin style skewers. Tianjin's a part of northern China.
These Chinatown skewer trucks are slept on by a lot of tourists. Don't sleep on this, and we'll show you why. Juicy, tender, love the cumin, the spices, everything combined on this. I mean, is this a lunch? No, but get 2 or 3 of these, heck yes.
To get nicely grilled lamb on the streets of New York City for this price, definitely a cheap eat.
And a quick eat too, man. Done in a minute. You said it, a guy off camera, that getting protein this cheap is just insane. Usually carbs are cheap, not protein.
That's probably 15 grams of protein right there.
So we're in a diet plan here. You got like the workout routine ready.
That's your macros.
I'm putting you on the spot. Ready?
Yeah.
$1 pizza or $2 skewer. What would you get? He's got to think about it.
You get more protein with the skewer.
Yeah.
But the pizza might be more filling. But oh man, if it skewers off this cart, I'm taking that chicken skewer.
Andrew, we're going from Thai to Chinese to Vietnamese. We've got pho ga vang.
Dude, I love this spot. I think this is the best chicken pho in the city. If you haven't had chicken pho, this is a great place to try it. And it also has some killer egg rolls, AKA jia yao.
We gotta see this, let's go. I'm John, how are you? This is a hearty meal, man. This one could take us down, I don't know. All right, so we broke the rules a little bit. The 2 phos are $14.99 each. This is our splurge of the video. Egg rolls here. A lot of my viewers are probably used to Chinese-style egg rolls. What makes a Vietnamese egg roll?
To not get too detailed, essentially the filling is different.
Yeah.
So here you're gonna have pork, you'll have vermicelli noodles, kind of like glass noodles, and then you have wood ear mushrooms, you have a little bit of carrots, a lot of pepper, maybe some fish sauce, other white pepper as well. Listen, I'm Chinese, I love Chinese food, but these egg rolls beat Chinese egg rolls. Like,
oh man, you said it,
I've
not me.
I said it on my channel, I'll say it again. Viets have the best egg roll in the game. They do. Take a little bit of lettuce, and then we take a little bit of the carrots and daikon, the shredded ones, okay? A little lettuce wrap. Here you have the Nook Mom, mix it. It's like a little sweet fish sauce.
All right, first time trying this. Let's rock.
No, good, thank you so much.
That is just a lot of textures and flavors that I'm not used to with like your standard egg roll.
Chinese may have invented the egg roll originally, but I think that they don't really focus on it. And I think the Viets perfected it.
All right, Andrew, I gotta admit, Vietnam is one of the top countries I want to visit. I haven't had pho in so long. I need a little bit of a refresher here.
Here at this spot, they're gonna give you the sides, basil, you have the lime, you have the sprouts, you have the jalapeno. You put in what you want, but I put a little bit of jalapeno. I put the basil here, as you can see. Okay. And then I love any extra onions I can get. For the chicken pho, they have this like salt and pepper lime dip, but here's a little trick. It's mala sauce for your pho.
This is your brand.
It is my brand, yeah. It's our very own chili oil that we launched, and it's on Amazon, 4.7 out of 5 reviews. I gotta say it, and they're real reviews. But yeah,
they're real.
You can get them here at Pho God.
I mean, this is a life goal here. Your own brand of chili oil at your favorite Vietnamese spot, like other restaurants. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So you get a lot of flavor of the noodles in this and the meat.
And then I would say you take a small piece of meat, a pinch of noodles, and a little bit of soup all at one time.
Let's do it, let's do it. That is good. That brisket just melts in my mouth, I gotta tell you. You know, I felt the chili oil. It's got a little umami kick. Feel that tingle on the tongue there.
Yeah.
You said look for like a mushroomy flavor as well, right?
It should have an after kick. So yeah, buy it on Amazon right now.
Link in the description. Link in the description.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give.
Thank you for letting me plug it, by the way.
I'm gonna give him 5 stars. How can you tell really good pho from the pretender? What do we look for?
You can kind of tell quality, and you know some broths I've had are good, but I can feel like the smack of like salt and MSG, which there's nothing wrong with. At the end of the day, it still does make everything taste good. But yeah, I mean, something where you can feel that deep, meaty flavor. And then the noodles, I think the noodles gotta be cooked correctly. I think these noodles are great.
You know, something I think a lot of people don't realize about Chinatown, especially if they're visiting for the first time, is that it's not just Chinese food. I mean, you're seeing it in this video. Almost every Asian country, really.
Yeah, I think it's largely the Chinese diaspora. You know, a lot of Chinese people have left China over centuries and went to all different places and either maintain some Chinese identity or have mixed in with the locals, and therefore that's why you get like, there is such thing as Chinese Viet cuisine. There is such thing as Chinese Cambodian. There is Chinese Indo cuisine, Chinese Malaysian cuisine.
This actually might be the first time I've ever put pho on my channel now that I think about it in 8 years. What do you think about that?
What the pho is up with that, man? I don't want to do that.
You did it. Andrew, we got North Dumpling here. This is that hole-in-the-wall mom and pop dumpling shop that everybody loves in Chinatown. I gotta see this, let's go.
Hey, y'all, you fun 1 and a 2.
Thank you. Look at that, man. $4.50 and $4. What do you prefer generally? I'll tell you right away. I'm team pan fried.
Yeah, I'm kind of down the middle. I think it kind of depends
on the place or your mood. This is definitely a moment where I want to try that chili oil again, and I also like how it looks. We're not gonna go too crazy. They're both pork and chive, right?
Yeah, both pork and chive. Yeah. There we go. It's juicy. We got some cabbage, onion, green onion.
I'll go with steamed. You're gonna go with pan fried. Tastes fantastic. Soft and chewy, and chili oil adding a little extra kick to it.
What I do is a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of shmala. We ate so much food and I'm still going.
It's so easy here. This is definitely better than the run-of-the-mill dumpling spots I have been to.
I think that they're putting their name in the hat of the dollar dumpling game in New York City, which is such a competitive game.
I've talked this over with some Chinese American friends, and a theory they have is that they keep the prices low for the local community. They just don't care that much about getting crazy profits versus keeping the locals happy.
One quick fact about this spot is that it is a lady who was at China North Dumpling on Essex Street, which she was working there for many, many years. That's a staple, cheap eat, of course, as well. But they recently opened up this spot, North Dumpling on Division Street.
Okay. It's hard to keep up with all the dumpling spots, to be honest with you.
I don't blame you. This lady is from northern China. A lot of the other dumpling spots, oftentimes from Fujian or the north, where dumplings are very common food.
I want to plug another really great Chinese-American YouTube channel, Bing Buzz. We did a collaboration video about the best dumplings in New York. If you want to see that whole video, we have about 5 different spots right here. Check that out.
Shout out to Bing Buzz.
Andrew, we got West Rice Roll King, and this is one of the newer rice roll spots on the scene, right?
Yeah, man. I would say you look forward to ribbony, soft, flowy rice rolls, AKA Chung Fun in Cantonese.
Let's rock.
Dude, he's making the fresh. That machine right there, that's the traditional way to make the rice rolls right here. He's making the mixture. So can we get 1 mixed rice roll? Sure. And then can I get beef rice roll with gale udon on top?
Sure, no problem.
We've had chicken, we've had pork, we've had beef today, so I'm feeling vegetarian here. Mixed sauce rice roll. And Andrew got the beef with the fish balls on top, which just made you happy like I haven't seen you all day.
I made it a combo. Thank you for letting me soup it up. But yeah, this is curry fish balls on my beef rice rolls. You got the non-meat one with the sweet kind of sesame peanut sauce in there.
Looking forward to it. Let's take a big bite. Smooth, velvety, just melted in my mouth. And I am somebody that loves peanut sauce of any kind, peanut butter, you name it. I knew I was gonna love this.
I've had like a pappardelle, like pasta. Super thin pasta is kind of like this. I kind of made it a meal because I had beef in it. You can get curry fish balls on top.
No, mine is packing some serious punch, man, with the flavors. Ooh.
They have their own chili oil. Sprinkle some of this on there. Those is good. Not gonna lie, I'm really glad we're here right now.
I was just appreciating the experience. We're eating at a counter right here. Amazing, delicious, cheap food in Manhattan. This is what you come to Chinatown for.
And the quality is crazy because you actually see him using that super old technology, that wheel that's liquefying it into that rice batter, essentially. And then he is essentially screen printing a t-shirt full of rice roll sheets.
I love that analogy that it's like creating a t-shirt. No, I've never heard that before, but it is.
No, it looked like he was putting the paint over the, And so the fact that he handcrafts every rice roll, and it's only $4 or $5.
This is the cheapest dish we have had all day, $3.95 for this.
Chinatown, it's always gonna have its cheap eats. It's that immigrant work ethic that's never gonna stop, and basically it's always gonna provide cheap eats.
All right, bold statement coming here. Tell me if you agree. Chinatown is the best cheap eats neighborhood in the entire country. I can't even think of a competitor.
Did you say that was a crazy statement?
I don't know. Is that
I 100% agree.
It's not crazy. There's no contest.
There's no contest of the amount of cheap food, so there's always something to enjoy about Chinatown. Don't be afraid to get the little add-ons. Like I just added the curry fish balls on top. That's not even a dish.
I want to take one. Curry fish ball add-on. Savory, completely different flavor profile going on. I see why you went for that. Today's been crazy, man, discovering 5 spots I'd never been to before that are some of the best values out there. And you're supporting a local business. Just checks every box.
Helps to have cash on you for some of the spots.
Including here.
All right, let's say you're a guy on a budget. You want to do something kind of cool, but doesn't cost a lot. Date night with a girl. Be like, oh yeah, it's cool. Check out some cheap eats in Chinatown.
I know some local spots.
Yeah, I know some local spots. That's how he does it.
That's how I do it.
That's how you did it.
Actually, yes. Our second date, I took her to some speakeasy bars, and she thought that I knew my stuff.
People love that phrase in New York. Hey, I know a spot.
But after watching this video, you know 5 good spots.
John, what's your favorite spot that we went to today? Guy Kitchen. We had, the skewer truck. We had North Dumpling. We had Pho Ga Vang. We had this spot.
All right, I have my answer, and this is not a cop-out, but it's a tie. Pho Ga Vang and West Rice Roll King. Tie, and I want to come back to both of them as soon as possible. What about you? Now you're on the spot.
Man, this was actually really good. So I'm gonna have to put this up there, but Guy Kitchen to me, always chicken and rice. Staple in my book. That's a staple meal for me. And it's super cheap. I would say dollar per dollar, maybe I take the chicken rice.
Value-wise, I actually might go with this for $3.95. I'll be honest with you.
That is actually super cheap.
Crazy deal.
That's why I think Chinatown deserves its respect, to be honest.
Big time.
Come to Chinatown, spend your money, be nice, experience something cool.
Little Italy, one of New York's most iconic neighborhoods, yet some label it a tourist trap. Today, we'll explore with a native Italian to get her perspective and see if there's any magic left on Mulberry Street. You don't want to miss it. You've lived in the city a few years. What are your thoughts on Little Italy?
Well, I think it's very touristy. You can see it, but I think that if you know where to look, there are some really cool, authentic Italian spots.
That is the goal today. One thing many tourists are used to here is people trying to pull you into the restaurants. Come here, come here.
You know, that happens in Italy too sometimes, especially in the touristy spots.
Yeah.
You can find that.
Cafe Napoli. This is the restaurant that I always send my viewers to if they say they're going to be eating in Little Italy. I am really curious to see your opinion.
Look, they even have acqua panna, which is as Italian as it gets. We're gonna do bruschetta napoletana and fettuccine Alfredo.
Alfredo, great.
And let's add a spaghetti and meatballs as well.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
How authentic does it look to you?
Pretty authentic, I would say. Yeah.
All right, let's try it.
Ready.
She managed to take a perfect bite. Mine.
It's an art you learn with experience.
But I've ordered this here before. Fantastic.
It's nice and garlicky, I like it. In America, they tend to use a lot of garlic flavor, which for a bruschetta is perfect. Thank you.
I've always wanted to know, is that American or Italian, this whole grated cheese at your table?
No, it's Italian, but usually you do it yourself. There is a little container.
We intentionally order the most Americanized Italian food you could get in Little Italy. Spaghetti and meatballs. I don't know if it gets more American than that. Maybe this is more American. Fettuccine Alfredo. What do you think of this?
We are there. I think they are even.
Literally in Italy, you can't find this on any menu.
No. It's not an Italian thing, and I find it very funny that they call this plate with an Italian name of a person, Alfredo, you know? You could find it potentially in some restaurants. If you find it, it means that you are in a very touristy restaurant and they receive so many Americans that are asking for fettuccine Alfredo that they add the item to the menu for the American tourists.
My meatball, tasty, good flavor. How about you?
I like it so much. This is not an item on a menu in Italy, but it's something that an Italian would make at home when he doesn't want to cook.
Feeling lazy, okay.
Yeah, when you feel lazy, you don't want to cook a proper sauce for your pasta, you're just gonna throw in some butter, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and some cream, which I feel is exactly what this is. A little bit of pepper, that's it.
Do you think it is possible to find decent food in Little Italy if you know where to look?
You know, I'm actually very surprised, I have to say. The food here tastes quite legit. You know, the fettuccines so far are really delicious. They are cooked al dente, which Americans know what it means, right?
Of course, yes.
Mm-hmm. They're perfectly cooked. They're nice and chewy.
I'm not gonna name names, but there's a lot of tourist trap restaurants, which I wouldn't tell you to go to, but this is not one of them. Lou, the owner, he uses his grandma's recipes. He's legit, as you said, good word. You can't go wrong here. They have a huge location. You do outdoor dining. This is always my go-to, is why I took you here. Did you put chicken in there? It was just fettuccine.
Why, do you usually put chicken in there?
I think that's normally the thing, chicken fettuccine Alfredo.
Americans are just obsessed with chicken. They put it everywhere, both on top of pizza. Never seeing anything like that in Italy. And also in pasta, we don't combine these two things. I mean, chicken is second course, it's just...
Then I take you're not a fan of chicken parm.
No, I'm not.
Cafe Palermo, AKA the Cannoli King. You've been here before?
Yeah, once, actually.
Do you like cannolis?
Yes, who doesn't like cannolis?
Doesn't like cannolis, especially in New York. I just want to get 3 cannolis to go. You want the mini or the regular?
Mini for
well, 3 minis. Is that too much sugar for you?
No, it's just that I don't want to get cream all over the back of my hand.
Never had a bad experience at Cafe Palermo here. All right, let's try it.
So crunchy and creamy in the inside.
Crunchy, creamy, sweet. You know, one bite, everybody knows the rules. I can do 2.
Wait, what's the rule?
You don't watch Barstool Sports?
And I'm gonna be honest again, I've never had cannoli in Italy.
So this is the closest you've come?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had them here for a few times.
Yeah.
I feel like they are way more popular in New York than in Italy.
I'm wondering, what are these letters above Mulberry Street?
Ha, nel blu, dipinto di blu. Felice di stare lassù. One of the most famous Italian songs of all times, probably. It's a song made probably in the 60s. It's called Volare.
I think when you started singing it, I'm like, maybe I've heard it in a commercial before, I think.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
We have been in our bedroom for the last 2 months.
I'm
very, very sorry.
I'll tell my wife that.
Sì, lavoro in Firenze per 2 anni. Sì, sono ingegnere spaziale, lavoro per Nuova Opinione.
Oh mio Dio.
First Italian she's heard here all day.
Seriously?
We have got behind me one of the most famous stores in Little Italy, Aleva, or as you would say, Aleva, the oldest cheese shop in the United States, opened in 1892. You ready for this? Closing next month. We've got to go before it closes, and you told me you love shops like this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. These are everywhere in Italy. These are the little town shop that you go to get your groceries every couple of days. What do you make in store?
Fresh mozzarella gets made every day.
Paul, it's so sharp.
How Italian is this?
I'm so happy about this. This is pretty Italian.
Oh, you want to dip it or are you just going to take a bite?
No Italian would dip this into a tomato sauce.
Every American would dip this into marinara sauce. Closing March 5th, but they're looking for a new spot. So if you like what you see, you come after March 5th, Google it, look up their Instagram, whatever, find them. Instead of buying one of those cheesy t-shirts, come to a store like this and buy some real Italian cookies as your souvenir. Oldest Italian gift store in Little Italy, E. Rossi and Company, since 1910. This place, legendary, and I've heard in danger of closing. It smells like an old bookstore.
Only legit, real, authentic places have this smell. That's what I think.
A mousetrap?
This is to foam your milk to make a cappuccino at home. But this is so old school. This was probably from the 90s. Look what they have. La settimana enigmistica. Any good Italian knows this. It's the same one since the 60s, I think.
We started in 1910. My grandfather, Ernesto Rossi, came from Italy in 1900 from publishing music. Then they got involved in selling other articles, houseware products, old-fashioned Neapolitan-style coffee makers, also selling religious articles.
How important do you feel like a business like this is to the community?
You need small businesses like this. I mean, not every corner can have a drugstore or a Starbucks or a McDonald's. And I think all the ethnic neighborhoods should be helped by this city and should be preserved. So as a child, my mother would speak to me in broken English and in the dialect from Naples. Here in Little Italy, Mulberry Street was mostly from Naples. Spoke Neapolitan. 2 blocks over, you go to Elizabeth Street, they spoke heavy Sicilian dialect. A lot of them were from Shaka. A lot of people I know, their grandchildren and so on, want to move back here. But it's too expensive for them to move back.
Don't get me started, it is.
It's extremely expensive. You've been gone for such a long, long time, and I can still hear you calling out my name.
All right, Ernie said if you come in here and just say hello and that you saw this on Here Be Bar, he'll give you this little postcard for free.
And that's Mulberry Street, 1900.
I totally agree with Ernie when he says these shops are the heart and soul of New York City, and I see them disappearing more and more, so that's very sad. I think we should all support places like this one.
Support Ernie, come here and shop.
They're still authentic places, which I wasn't really expecting much, because Little Italy is known for being very touristy, so amazing.
You just have to know where to look. You just have to know where to look.
Exactly.
Times Square, New York's biggest tourist trap. But can you actually find good food here? Today, our challenge is to find out. Now, it might not look like much from the outside, but Margon, half block off Times Square, one of the best hole-in-the-wall Cuban restaurants in New York City. This place is no secret, I will tell you, to locals. Locals know about this spot. And you eat a lot of Cuban food in Miami now, right?
That's right. I mean, the standard in Miami is Versailles restaurant. They make some pretty good Cuban food, but let's try it in Times Square.
Just one Cuban sandwich? Can I also get 3 Cuban coffees?
3 Cuban coffees?
Yeah. These are strong, right?
No idea. I can't wait for these coffees.
Need an energy boost.
This is no ordinary Cuban sandwich. This is special. For meat, we've got roast pork, ham, salami, melted Swiss, mayo, mustard, garlic sauce, toasted bread. What else could you ask for? Let's try it.
Let's see how it compares.
It's so meaty. I've been through 3 different layers of meat there. The salami, the roast pork, and the ham all at once. Paired with that mustard, nicely toasted bread. That's a good experience. I'm enjoying this.
It took me a good 15 seconds to chew through it all. There's so much meat in this thing, man. But the garlic sauce, the mayo, mustard, I think really makes it. Overall, a great Cuban sandwich.
If you're a carnivore, you're gonna love this place. They have plates too that you can get. You don't just have to get a sandwich. You can get a pretty big lunch for about 14 bucks. Oh, what is that?
Try this.
Oh, thank you.
Shrimp ceviche.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
So they saw us filming. I didn't tell them we were coming, and they're gifting us shrimp ceviche. I love ceviche. Let me try. Good flavor. It was a lot fresher than you would expect to get in New York City. Do you feel like this is, I'll use a big word, the antithesis of a Times Square restaurant?
I mean, yeah, you really wouldn't think there's a place in Times Square. You would think it's a chain restaurant, so the only thing around here.
We are going to be hitting some chains today. It is Times Square, but I feel like I had to show you all a spot that locals actually go to. In fact, looking around, I don't think I saw a single tourist in here. Right off Times Square, half block away, surrounded by these big restaurants, big flashy spots, you got Margon, which has been here like 50 years. Starting off a challenge on the right foot. All right, this coffee is dangerously addictive. Ready to explore more of Times Square. Jollibee opened in Times Square just a few months ago, and there's now 3 of these in New York City. This is no ordinary fast food chain, trust me. Super famous in the Philippines and all over the world. I don't think I've ever been to a Jollibee in the US that did not have a long line. Interesting fact, there's actually a Jollibee across the street from Port Authority, like 5 minutes away. Let that sink in. 2 Jollibees in Midtown. Amazing Ben worked at Jollibee in Virginia. How do you feel walking into this shop?
I feel proud, honestly. It's almost like the ultimate Filipino immigrant thing to do in America is to work at Jollibee, you know? I'm very proud to have been part of it.
Proud to be Filipino.
Definitely.
I would like a 2-piece chicken joy with a side of white rice, a Jolly spaghetti order, and I want to get a peach mango pie, and then 2 more of the pineapple juices. This isn't the first time we've included a Jollibee on the channel. We filmed at the one about 3 blocks away a couple times, and I've had a lot of viewers surprised at me for including this. They're thinking like, why would you include some random Filipino fast food chain on your New York guides? And I always tell them, this is different. This is not that common around the world, and people are addicted to this fast food, myself included. I love their chicken joy. So we got a 2-piece. I'm gonna have one. Action, could you insisted on the Jolly spaghetti? Why?
Yeah, because it's a little bit different, and you really can't find this anywhere like in an Italian restaurant. Who puts hot dogs and spaghetti together, you know?
It's also sweet. It's an acquired taste, I would say. It's not for everyone. I'm a fan of it, but I have had people say they don't like it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Crunchy and crispy and not that spicy. It's got a little kick to it I'm feeling right now, but I've never gone wrong with a chicken joy ever. What about yours?
Definitely very savory, sweet sauce, hot dogs. I mean, we just feel good eating this.
I've always felt that a kid, like children, would find this spaghetti interesting. If you want your children to try something new in New York, maybe sweet spaghetti like this would work.
Yeah, definitely. I like it.
I want a bucket of this next to Adriana, my wife, watching Netflix. The perfect like binge TV food to have this.
And there's a reason why this chicken scored high in our fried chicken food test.
Yes.
We had Jollibee on that.
Dedicated Asian fried chicken video we did, it scored quite highly. I'll put this over any of the American fried chicken chains like KFC. Like, I'm sorry, I picked Jollibee.
All right, step 1, spoon and fork. You gotta use your spoon as a knife, just like so. Now you gotta take this piece of chicken, dunk it into the gravy, prepare your bed of rice, put the chicken on top. Woo. Make sure it's dripping in gravy, see? And in for the bite. That's how you do a chicken joy. It's a 3-part series, chicken rice gravy.
People rave about these peach mango pies. I mean, this is actually my favorite thing at Jollibee. I don't know what it is, but this skin is so good. It's like super flaky, unbelievable. I feel like I'm in heaven right now. I would have a whole lunch just peach mango pie from Jollibee.
I'm kind of jealous right now. I'm kind of jealous. If you're visiting New York and you're gonna be in Times Square and Midtown a lot, check out our latest guide to the area. We've got maps, suggestions, a lot of what's in this video is gonna be in that guide, and a lot more. Link in the description. This is an absolute viewer favorite, Los Tacos #1. You know how Shake Shack got started in New York and spread all over the US? Well, this is one of 5 Los Tacos #1s in the city, and one of my favorites. I have seen lines lasting 30 minutes before, at least during like the lunch rush. Right now, it's pretty chill, and by far the best taco you're gonna find in the Times Square area. No ticket, no taco. Look at that trompa right there. Humongous. Con todo, right? Con todo. This place never gets old. This never gets old. The price has slowly but surely gone up on these. These are close to $5 a taco, but I will give a pass to any spot that's right next to Times Square because the rent here is ridiculous.
I know, I mean, considering its location, I mean, $5 a taco.
I think they're worth it. I think they're personally worth it.
Well, we gotta bite into it, see if it's still worth it.
See if it's still good. Here we go, con todo, adobada. Now, I know what people are thinking, well, this is really expensive, but having my wife from Mexico eating many tacos in Mexico, maybe they're $1 there, but they're half as big. You get so much meat in these tacos. Again, I'm not saying this is cheap per se, but one of these tacos right now, like I'm starting to feel it. They're heavy.
Yeah, they are. You really feel like all the pork in here. The pineapple's a nice touch. I mean, you gotta get it con todo when you get it here. Cilantro, onion, salsa, guacamole.
Yeah, salsa's a little spicy depending on your tolerance. Maybe you don't want to ask for it, but this is excellent. I love their handmade tortillas as well. I think that's something that really sets them apart. I don't know if you agree, but I feel like the New York Mexican food scene is really on the rise. We were always second, third fiddle to Chicago, LA, but New York's up and coming.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, years ago, you can never find a place like this in Manhattan.
No, definitely not. So Los Tacos is starting the right trend here, but now it's all about like the birria tacos popping up everywhere.
That's right.
And even Mexican spots that didn't have birria in New York now have birria. This Krispy Kreme is so big you can see it 2 blocks away. This is the world's largest Krispy Kreme donut, and it's bright, it's loud, it fits perfectly into Times Square. It's also the busiest Krispy Kreme donut in the world, and I've never been here before. So I'm finally knocking this off the list. AK, have you been here?
No, never. I mean, I pass by it all the time, but I never thought to go in here. I was like, it's Krispy Kreme, but...
I mean, I'm a Dunkin' Donuts guy, but we'll see if I change allegiances after this. And by the way, they have 24-hour pickup at their walk-up window. I don't know if any other Krispy Kremes in the world offer that.
See where it all begins.
Look. Wow, wow. That's pretty cool. I love the open layout. Look at all that glaze getting dropped. If you're a Krispy Kreme fan, you can, complete the experience by buying a t-shirt. 25 bucks, that's not terrible. Wanted to do a 3-pack of the original glazed, and then I wanted to do a 3-pack of the custom assorted. I do strawberry ice glaze with sprinkles, chocolate cream, and then one of the Oreo cookies and cream. Oh. I'm gaining weight just looking at this, man. This is like a really touristy experience that I'm happy to be trying. Oreo cream donut, original glaze.
It's been a while since I had Krispy Kreme.
Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Once I got to the cream filling of the Oreo, that's when I got satisfied with it. Not bad. Not the best donut I've ever had in my life. I won't lie to you, but interesting. What about yours?
Yeah, I mean, John, you really gotta try this original glaze. It's fluffy. It's got the sugar on it. I mean,
you talked me into it. I love glazed. Much better for me. Yeah. You can see that they really specialize in this donut, and they're going to do it well.
Yep.
Buy the Cuban coffee from Margone. Come here for one of these. Dunk that in there.
Oh.
That's a morning. That's a breakfast.
That's what you gotta do.
All right, great debate. Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts? What do you go?
Krispy Kreme.
I need to try more to give you a proper answer, but leaning Krispy Kreme right now. I'm gonna come back someday, have more flavors, give you a final answer. Midtown Manhattan, the heartbeat of New York City, but not exactly known as being cheap. Today, we're gonna change that. I'm gonna be sharing some of the best lunch specials in the Times Square area, all around $10. You're gonna love this. Here we go. The only thing I'm missing is a co-host. Hey, Ben, you eat lunch?
Lunch? Sure.
The whole area around Rockefeller Center is full of food trucks during the week, during lunchtime, but there's one in particular I want to highlight for $10, a flame grilled steak.
Our price is like offer Thai style. It's like a classic steak that we have a big pieces and we slice the meat for you. All of meat we marinate already.
Thank you so fast. Oh, it's amazing. Thank you. $10 and it feels like I've got 5 pounds of meat here. We have the steak, lots of mayo on top, French fries, and some veggies on top of a bed of rice. This is a heck of a value for 10 bucks. If you have cash, 10 bucks. All right, big bite. I can taste the marinade, like I taste it right away. With the mayo on top, the flavor just complements it so well, wow.
This is the basil steak, and I got the spicy mayo. And I see there's some vegetables here too that they added. So I'm gonna give the steak a try. Wow. You know how people say this is my cup of tea? This is my bowl of rice and steak. This is good.
It's amazing because we are standing in the exact same location where Adele's, my favorite halal truck, opens at 6. It's good to know that there is an amazing lunch option in the exact same spot. All right, I think our next stop is this way, but our newborn's about 2 weeks old, so I'm a little sleep deprived. We totally could get lost. This is the kind of place that if you blinked, you would miss it just walking down 51st Street. But a lot of you have mourned the loss of Aquario Cafe, the fabled $5 Midtown lunch special. Well, Zorali has amazing Dominican food, not much more expensive. Let's check it out. Can we just do the beef stew for 10? Yeah, I'd love one of those. It's pouring rain and there's a line out the door for this. The first thing we gotta talk about here is the value for $10. I mean, a lot of beef stew. We've got some plantains, yellow rice, and black beans. I think this could feed 2 people in a lot of cases.
Definitely.
I want to take a big bite here of this beef stew. And take a bite too. Let's try this at the same time. It melts in my mouth.
Yeah, that sauce. That sauce is really good.
I'm remembering Aquario Cafe. They didn't have seats like this though. We're under a tarp. It's pouring rain and we're sitting outside eating food that I think if you went to a sit-down Latino restaurant would be 15, 20 bucks.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, I think what impresses me most about this dish is that we have so many different ingredients going on. It's not just beef stew and rice. It's not something simple like that. We've got about 5 different things on top.
All I could think of right now having this is just like, everything is genuine, you know?
Yeah.
As real as it could get. All the locals love it.
Oh yeah.
The people in the kitchen are Dominicans, and
even though we're drinking Coco Rico, which is from Puerto Rico, so having a nice Caribbean lunch here, this is just $1 extra. We're like, I don't know, 12 minutes or less by foot to Times Square, and it's a completely different vibe here. And they were super nice in there, by the way. Like everyone there, I think, knew how it worked, what they wanted. The lady explained it to me very calmly, what the lunch specials were. So depending when you come, it could be a different lunch special, but I say go for it.
There's something with just beef stew too, you know? It's just like, it's hot, it's cheap, it hits the spot.
Yeah, beef stew, melts in your mouth. A little bit of a colder day. We're entering the fall right now. Got my medium jacket on for the first time. Yeah, this is perfect. This is a lunch I'm not gonna forget anytime soon.
This might be low-key a local favorites because it's like even this van right here, like the people inside, they're probably just on their break and they're eating the same food from Zorali's.
If you're watching this video, you probably love cheap eats. I've got good news. We just released our newest Manhattan Cheap Eats guide where I just dump all the info from my channel, the best cheap spots we've ever covered and more into one guide. Just by purchasing this guide, you are gonna save a fortune on your trip to New York, knowing where to go to save money. We've got photos, reviews, audio, video, even GPS so you can see exactly where these restaurants and street food carts are. It's also updated in real time, so when we visit new spots that I think are worth it, I add it to the list and you get it for free automatically. Check the link down below in the description, 50% off, limited time only. It's amazing how many tourists stop at 8th Ave. They don't go one avenue over to 9th Ave, the beginning of Hell's Kitchen. This whole avenue is full of local restaurants where you'll almost never see tourists. This is one of my favorite restaurants in Midtown. I'm still convinced that Easy Paella has one of the best sit-down lunch specials in all of Midtown.
One of the things that makes Easy Paella different is we serve the paella in an easy way. So if you come here, just sit down, you probably have your paella served within the first 10 minutes. So you don't have to wait 45 minutes for a paella. We have very easy experience to try the best paella in town. Well, lunch specials here are great. We have sangrias, we have burritos, we have lunch-sized paellas, and now we're gonna have arepas.
One of my favorite things about a spot like Easy Paella is like small, family-owned business. This is the lifeblood of the New York City culinary scene. Places like this, love the Venezuelan, Spanish fusion, and Alex said he's not positive, but he believes this is the only paella burrito in the entire world for $9.95 during lunch specials. So you're trying something pretty special here. What really does it for me is how unique it is to have a burrito shell with the paella rice. Never had that before, and somehow it just works out brilliantly. Love the flavor, love the chicken, so much going on. It's like the perfect marriage. Paella burrito. Less than 10 bucks for this.
Paella in Latin America and in Spain is the reason to celebrate. Birthdays, Father's Day, why not? Paella is the main dish.
Look how big this sangria is, passion fruit for $5.95.
Well, if you have a group of 6 people or more, we have the best place to celebrate your birthday because the birthday person gets to eat and drink for free.
I did want to note they have vegetarian options here, vegetarian burritos and vegetarian arepas. This is new to the menu. Black bean, Venezuelan cheese. I've actually never tried this here before. Take a nice bite. Wow. If it ain't messy, it ain't right. Ben the cameraman, hashtag.
This is kind of spicy, actually.
He told you not to put too much. Ben, you are not listening. I like this. You just put the whole thing. All right.
It's spicier, but it's so good. It's worth the pain.
You gonna hose him off?
Oh. No, not yet, not yet.
If you come here, eat a meal, and say you saw Easy Paella on Here Be Barr, he will give you either a free sangria, a free wine, or a free tapas. Any one of those three. Try it. Today we're eating one of America's favorite street foods, the hot dog. We'll be visiting 3 of the best rated hot dog stands in New York City. Hope you brought your appetites. Billy's Hot Dogs. This place is really intriguing. 100 5-star reviews on Google. Best hot dog I've ever had, cooked just right. All the reviews are totally true. Good hot dogs, but especially such a friendly owner. This spot has no social media, no phone number, just a schedule off of Google. I don't even know if this is gonna be here. Come on. All right. So simple. It's so New York. We heard you were the best hot dog cart in New York. You seem very popular around here. I'm seeing the line. I'm gonna send people to you.
My friend. I have so many customers I can't even handle it. The thing we can do is just put over here, help who wanted, no experience necessary to train at the spot.
Deal.
Okay.
We're about to eat hot dogs on a bench next to Central Park. Does it get much more New York than that? So excited.
That was my dream when I came here.
Was it?
It's one of those things as a tourist you want to do because you see it in the movies.
This looks fantastic. Look at this thing. This is the OG street food of New York City, if you think about it. Before halal, before anything else, hot dog. Ready?
All right, let's go.
Let's try it. I think of a hot dog experience in New York City. I'm thinking of this right here. Like nice snap to the dog when you take that bite. Onion sauce adds another layer to the flavor. I think this is what you go for. This is what all the reviews said to get is the onion sauce. What about you? How you feeling?
Simple but perfect. You don't need much. You like the bone, great sausage, and the fantastic onion sauce.
I almost never see long lines at hot dog stands in New York. We even saw Billy running to a car. Somebody just pulled up, ordered a hot dog. That's how much of like a neighborhood celebrity this guy is. I saw people running over real quick. Everyone has a chat with the guy.
They even have like holiday cars from families. probably around the area. That's so cool.
Having that neighborhood guy, be it a hot dog, be it coffee, be it anything, where like he knows what you want and he's got absolutely no attention. He could be the first ones to ever film him, as far as I know. This is a milestone moment. Our baby boy, who's not born yet, just had his first New York City hot dog. Is he kicking?
No, he will soon. He'll be happy. Only locals know about it, I think. I think if a tourist walks by, they're gonna think it's just one more vendor.
Thank you. That was honestly one of the best hot dogs I've had my entire life. It was so good. Thank you. Keep up the good work. I did not know this was a thing in New York. I had no clue that you could charge your Tesla here. Learn something new every day. Santa Salsa. We're gonna get some Venezuelan street hot dogs, or we'll call them hipster hot dogs. This is the hipster capital of Brooklyn, Bushwick. Also the street art capital, vintage stores, a lot of good food, a lot of good bars. Yummy Venezuelan hot dogs, hip atmosphere, friendly staff. I love Santa Salsa almost as much as myself. Okay, let's see.
So Santa Salsa started as a push cart in Rockaway Beach. Here is to enjoy the artwork on the walls with the food, the music. You can find almost in every corner hot dog carts where they have this super crazy version of hot dogs and burgers and sandwiches. Bacon, onions, cabbage and carrots, crushed potato chips, ketchup, mustard, so special sauce, the Santa Salsa, and the guasacaca.
This looks like a hot dog that's about to go to some kind of award show, that we're presenting it for the judges.
This is the Pero con Todo, $5. This won Best Hot Dog in New York City by the Village Voice. And it has like every ingredient you could possibly imagine on this, like an American hot dog on steroids. This is a kosher beef frank. Onions, cabbage, chips, cheese, ketchup, mustard, Santa salsa. I don't even know where to begin with this. Salivating, like this looks fantastic. I'm gonna take a big bite. It's really hard to describe how many flavors I just experienced in one bite, but I'd say a lot of them. And something I love about Latin hot dogs are the chips. Potato chips cut up inside of them. It takes me back to my time in Puerto Rico. I mean, he said they stay true to the roots of Venezuela and these hot dogs. This is just taking something simple, bringing it to South America, and going absolutely wild with it. And I'm just such a huge fan of it.
This is so interesting. You always ask us about vegan food. You have great options here. Just look at this one. It looks delicious. There's a sweet plantain inside with beans and guasacaca, Venezuelan green sauce. It looks delicious, guys. Oh my god, this is so good.
These held up fantastic. Like, I thought this would be a complete mess, but somehow the way they're created, they actually hold up.
As a Latin, sweet plantain in a hot dog is a great idea for a vegan hot dog. This is delicious.
Coming from a culture that doesn't have like non-vegan options probably at all, you know, so.
And you have a lot of vegans in Bushwick too, right? That's like smart move.
The whole menu is like almost 50-50. Vegan people come in here and feel like absolutely comfortable, you know, not just like, oh, we have 1-2 items for you, you know, it's like, oh no, like the menu is created for both.
My goodness, this is so gorgeous. And, do I just, It's so savory, it almost tastes like a high quality taco. It's almost illegal this should be a hot dog. It's like, this is more than just a hot dog. This is good. This is really good.
What's something unique? I don't know if it gets much more unique for a hot dog in New York City than this.
I love meat, guys. I love my meat. I love my beef. I love my turkey. I love my pork. I love this one so much.
And she's pregnant. She knows all about cravings, so trust her opinion.
So Ben, you just bought a $15 used suitcase from the thrift store next door.
Samsonite. I was gonna go to Chinatown to grab one of these, but 15 is better than 50.
Dog Day Afternoon, named after an Al Pacino bank heist movie, which was actually shot right on this block. Chicago-style hot dogs
in New York City. Hands down the best Chicago dogs in NYC. Ashamed to say I'd never tried a Chicago hot dog until I came here, and they gave me the best possible first-time experience. All right, I'm pumped. 4.9, let's go. I'm loving the vintage vibes in here. It feels like I'm going somewhere after school if I was from Chicago.
I have high hopes. Low expectations, high hopes.
But I was selling pop-up hot dogs all around Brooklyn and New York, like with a hot dog hawker, and just like make hot dogs for like people in like bars, like late at night and everything like that. But this was always just a dream of mine to have a brick and mortar, have like a place that reminded me of when I was a kid. Like, you know, video games, eventually comics, records, and all that stuff. Just by chance, we happened upon this spot, and it's a dream come true. I love hot dogs. Anywhere I go, I'll always eat a hot dog. I even eat a water dog, you know, in Penn Station. Everything is just has to be right. Like, we have like fresh pickles, neon relish, and that's very specific for the Chicago dog. And all the hot dogs are steamed instead of grilled, so that way they don't lose any of the juice, they don't dry out, they don't get too salty, and they plump when you cook them. And then it goes the neon relish. And pretty much what happens after that is you put the tomatoes in there too. Then you have a fresh pickle, dill pickle. We use a little bit of a half sours, so that has a little bit more freshness to it, a little bit more crunch. Just add some sport peppers right on time for the spice, and some celery salt.
How spicy are those peppers?
They're not too spicy at all. They're gonna be like, the best way to describe them are like small pickled jalapenos. And this is a Chicago dog. I think a good rule of thumb is you should always watch your hot dog being made, and you should eat it by yourself as quickly as possible.
Good old Vienna beef from Chicago. I actually liked how he said that they make the poppy seed buns here. Like, they don't even want to ship them in from Chicago. Got that big snap, and they keep the flavor inside, and I definitely noticed that. Of all the hot dogs we had today, I have to say that this actual hot dog had the most flavor to it.
In Chicago, you don't have hot dog like carts and stuff like that you go to.
Yeah.
There's places. They're like this. They're counter service places, and there's a lot of them and a lot of really famous ones.
It's not really a street food in Chicago like it is in New York.
It's not a street food. No. Imagine trying to eat this on the street.
That's a good point. This is tough enough to eat just sitting like this. We are transporting you back to the Midwest. Here you go.
No, thank you. I'm looking forward to this. Eating something like this, it's like a special occasion thing. It doesn't have to be, but there's just so much stuff going on, and the celery salt for me is what does it. I don't know if you've tasted the celery salt when you're eating it.
Yeah.
I think my baby's happy right now.
You're not her baby anymore, John.
I know, I lost that right.
We had a hot dog cart on the side of Central Park. Then we had a Venezuelan hot dog spot in a bar that stays open till 4 a.m. And then we have this spot, which I think kids would love. If you didn't find something that you could eat in this video, I'd be surprised. I'm visiting the most expensive grocery stores in NYC. Along the way, we'll see $20 pints of ice cream, $43 cheese triangles, and $18 Korean strawberries, and that's only the beginning. But before we get to the most expensive store, we need to know what regular prices look like. That's why we're starting at what could be the only Trader Joe's in the world built underneath a bridge. First thing we need to do is find the 4 most common groceries: milk, eggs, water, and bread. Their prices will be compared to each store we visit in the video. By the end, we'll know exactly which store is the most expensive. Each banana is just 29 cents, okay? This is like the one thing that I believe they will never change the price of here. All right, whole milk gallon is $3.99. Mini brioche bites, $4.99. I love this store so much. So the whole wheat bread is $2.49. $3.99 for a gallon of artisan water from New Zealand. Good price. A dozen cage-free grade A eggs, $2.99. This is cheaper than my grocery store in Brooklyn. I don't think you're gonna find a cheaper grocery option in New York City. Thank you. Take care.
You take care.
After only spending 29 cents on a banana, I was feeling pretty good, but then I remembered those $18 strawberries were coming up and got nervous. Now that we have our baseline prices, we hopped in a car heading north to the richest neighborhood in New York, the Upper East Side, where the 3 most expensive grocery stores just happen to be, starting at Cinderella's Gourmet Market. There are 3 of these in New York City, 3 of these in the Hamptons. This store could take all your money in minutes. The first thing I notice, it's so color coordinated, everything. It feels like this is very intentional. Pistachios, $20. You wanna know where the good Japanese places get it? Wagyu beef, $129.
Hello, can I ask you a question?
As we were filming, an employee stopped us. I knew this was it. They were gonna shut us down from exposing their prices and kick us out of the store. It was a nice run.
We're doing a TikTok video about different supermarkets. That's cool. Oh, it's an Osmo. It's a little action cam.
Okay.
So it's like you can flip it around. It's good for like shorts, for YouTube.
Right. Oh, that's
Wanna hold it?
Oh.
Phew. Okay, that guy was cool. He even led us to the insane $40 imported Spanish potato chips I was looking for. With our expensive golden chips in hand, we continued our mission looking for some really expensive wieners.
$22 for 20-piece pigs in a blanket. Is that blanket from a 5-star hotel? $4.99 for this. All right, you know, there are cheap things at this one if you know where to look. Pasture-raised soy-free eggs, $9.99 for 12. Whole grass milk, 64 ounces for $7.99. All right, so this is, I think, like their detox juice, $8. Does this come with a personal trainer included? It's $94. Wow.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
To City Chanel.
Bye. Somehow, we spent $94 on 8 items, a few of which were just water. All right, we are gonna try the rest later in a big showdown of the supermarkets, but this detox drink must be tried. You know what? That's actually pretty good. Cinderella, not bad. We'll see how the rest do later on.
$8 detox juice acquired. We walked a few blocks north and moved up a step on the expensive grocery store pyramid at Eli's Market.
They've got personal shoppers available 7 days a week, 20,000 square feet. They've got their own wine bar inside, and they grow their own produce. This is inspired by European markets. Again, the first thing you see, all these supermarkets, colorful, $23 for this organic orange juice. Okay, how much do cherries cost? Doesn't say. I've read that these cherries are extremely expensive. We're gonna see the price at the end. Can you guess how much this costs? And we're gonna show you how much this costs, okay? Mondariz, spring water, no price. Find out price at counter. 1.25 pounds of cave-aged Gruyere, pardon my French, $42 for this. This is like cheese gold here, heavy. 2 ounce, $250. 4 ounces, $500. That's a little bit out of my price range, I think. Ooh, asparagus quiche, $40. I'm beginning to feel like a life failure not being able to afford these prices. Man, I'm telling you, compared to Trader Joe's and Cinderella, this place is deserted. They put new meaning to the word personal shopper because they're gonna personally be shopping by themselves. $9.95 for peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I can't do it, I can't do it. A half gallon's $10.99 here. Wasn't a gallon at Trader Joe's like 50% of this? This is the only sliced bread they have in the entire store, and there's no price, so we can just guess. $18 for a dozen eggs? I'm rarely speechless, I'm speechless. $88. My net worth has significantly dropped since shopping here. Oh boy. The cherries, $18.35. We spent $88.23 on 4 items. When people say that your money disappears living in New York, they never shopped here. We'll see if this lives up to the hype and the price later on when we try them.
After spending nearly $90 on 4 items, I was feeling bold. Bold enough to buy something even crazier.
We got the EAT Cafe, owned by the same company that owns Eli's, and they have a ham and cheese sandwich in there that I saw on TikTok, which the price just shocked me. Cheese. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, thank you. After tax, this was $32 for a ham and cheese sandwich. We're gonna get to the bottom of this one in our tasting too.
With the world's most expensive ham and cheese sandwich in the bag, we were now ready for the most expensive grocery store, Butterfield Market.
They call this the Erewhon of New York. You know, that really expensive supermarket that Hailey Bieber shops at and all the influencers are always going to? This is the creme de la creme, the most expensive supermarket in all of New York City.
I had one thing on my mind, and it was finding the viral $18 Korean strawberries that Emma Chamberlain said were the best she's ever had in her life. It even made her cry, apparently. But as I looked and looked, I couldn't find these things anywhere. In my desperation, I asked an employee, and my worst fears came true. I was informed that they were sold out earlier in the day.
Yeah, it sells out really fast. So
Is that why? Too many TikTokers up in here. Those influencers sell everything out. All right, they have a collaboration with Cafe Pana, and they have ice cream from this famous cafe, which is pricey. This is like, flavor is this? It's called Weekly Special, but $16 for a pint. Okay, We're definitely taking this one. $7.50 for this, and I think it's even smaller than the Citarella ones. Eggs, $9 I see for a dozen, on the cheaper side. And then milk, 11 bucks. And this is not a gallon. It's like a toddler drew the cover for this one. $1.75 for a regular water. Soda water, $1.50. I'm starting to question if this is really the most expensive supermarket. I don't know.
We needed to buy something for our tasting to replace the viral strawberries. Something with some color. Something like... close enough, right?
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like we struggled to spend 50 bucks here. Like we were really looking hard for what I considered items that were overpriced and came up with these three. I spent, gosh, $2.50, I think? The stat will be here somewhere.
We stepped into a car with hundreds of dollars of expensive groceries. As we headed for my friend's apartment to try the loot, I couldn't help but wonder if this was all just one big ripoff. Only one way to find out.
We have 3 items from each of the supermarkets. I'm gonna try them all, rank them 1 to 10. Starting with this $40 tin of potato chips from Spain, Bonilla a la Vista. On the top it says, Esto engancha, you'll get hooked, and some Korean writing I can't understand. I don't think there's many chips in here. I think we really just paid for the tin. Yeah, seriously, I looked this up online and people refer to them as gentrification chips. If these are in your supermarket or deli, look out. The more work you put into opening something, the better it must be. Like a crowbar. Gotta be a logical way to do this. Oh, look at that. I better put this away before I hurt someone. You know what's crazy is these only have 3 ingredients: sliced potatoes, olive oil, and salt. They are basic. $40 potato chips. I'm sorry to my friends in Spain, I just don't see it. If you put these at a bar and I'm drinking, and they're right next to me, sure, it tastes kind of healthy. Like, I want a little bit more salt in my potato chip. 40 bucks, I'm going 3 out of 10. 20-piece, handcrafted pigs in a blanket for $22. That is over $1 for each tiny little wiener. 2 out of 10, just on the price. $21 for raw shelled pistachios. I know this is an expensive item, so I'm gonna grade this on a little bit of a curve. I'm gonna go 4.5 out of 10. And then finally, as a bonus, since it's in the Eli's family, we got the $32 ham and cheese sandwich, which could be the most expensive ham and cheese sandwich on earth. This doesn't even look like that much meat. Look at this. Not that much. This is $16 worth of it right here. It's like paying Las Vegas minibar prices for middle school cafeteria food. The next time somebody complains to me about Katz's Deli costing too much, this costs even more. This is $5 more expensive than a huge Katz's pastrami sandwich. I rest my case, 1 out of 10. You wanna try it, James? All right, what does James, camera guy, think?
You know what? John's right. Tastes like something you would find at school lunch. It's nothing special. I wouldn't pay for this.
Butterfield Market, which I was told was the most expensive supermarket in New York. Unfortunately, as you saw, they were sold out of the viral Korean strawberries, but we still managed to get our hands on their famous Cafe Pana ice cream, which came out to a little bit under 20 bucks. Actually, $16 was on special. We're gonna eat this straight out of the tin. You know, like how your dad would do it like secretly at night and hope nobody noticed, except everybody does. Look at this in the middle. Little chocolate chip cookies, little sprinkles, little chocolate chip, rainbow colors, and then we have the chocolate ice cream. I'm actually excited for this big time. Whoa, I really wanted to hate this, but there's just so much goodness going on. I've never had ice cream like that where there's little chocolate chip cookies hiding all around. I'm extremely biased to cookies and cream, to chocolate chip, to Oreo flavors. Oh, even for 16 bucks, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. And this jam, this Sarah Beth's legendary spreadable fruit peach apricot, $19. What is so special about a peach apricot spread? It's legendary, apparently. It costs $18.99. I don't buy jam or spreads very often, but I'm thinking they're usually about half that price or more. They were preserved from the Bronx, okay. Award-winning jam maker and renowned restaurateur, $20. Man, do these peaches have their own trust fund? I like the first bite, but I'm concerned the cracker affected the flavor. I'll try this at home. You ever really want to complain about something, but you're struggling to find a reason to complain other than the price? That jam is just, that peach spread, it's just like the perfect texture, consistency, and the flavor. Not too sweet, just right. I wouldn't pay $18 for this, but I would definitely buy this if it was cheaper. So with that being said, we'll go with a 6.5 out of 10. Then these TikTok looking cookies, baked in cookie tubes, $16. This actually could be a cool gift. It's a little pricey, but I think this could work as a gift for somebody. Now we have to see how good these cookies are. They look good. Look, you got every color of the rainbow here. Look good, taste meh, 3 out of 10. Eli's, and this was by far the most expensive. We spent $88 on 4 items. The $23 organic orange juice. Ingredients, USA organic oranges for 23 bucks. This orange juice better taste like a tropical vacation. You know, the 2 and 3 were correct. I would have paid like $2.30 for this. 23 bucks, I don't know, this is ridiculous. I'm giving this a 1.5 out of 10. I think the problem is you could just stamp the word organic on anything and people will put a higher value on it, but yeah, I don't know. It's not worth $23. No, 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 no. We've got the $41.90 cave-aged Gruyere cheese. We bought some extra crackers. We got open ring bread for $4.99. This costs as much as a loaf of bread at Trader Joe's. We need to open this, cut it, and put it on the little cracker. If I ever did a cooking show, it would be hilariously bad. I should consider that. I am completely useless in kitchens. My wife keeps me far, far away, but I do like to eat. Problem is, I don't know what premium cheese is supposed to cost. I'm sure this is very expensive. With the crackers, have some wine with it. You wanna liven up a party, get real bougie. I'm like 6 out of 10 on this. I like it. And then we had the cherries, which we weren't sure how much they would cost, but actually cost $18.35. This intrigues me a lot. So this was actually the item that did not have a price on it. That was something we saw at Eli's a lot. There was no prices on a lot of things. So these are Chilean cherry. Do these cherries come with an apology note for being so expensive? Almost 20 bucks. I'm gonna try to estimate how many cherries are in here. I don't know, I'm gonna guess like 25 to 30 cherries for $18. So do the math on that, they're pricey. It just tastes like any cherry I've ever had. 3 out of 10. The only thing that I would 100% buy again would be the Cafe Pana ice cream. All 3 supermarkets, the winner.
Now that we know how expensive each store's groceries are, I can finally do one last thing that I've been waiting for this whole time.
Close enough.
When foreigners visit New York City, they always ask me, what's something really American we can do? And I always say, eat breakfast at a classic diner. Today, we're gonna show you 3 of New York City's best diners and some American breakfast staples. Don't watch this video on an empty stomach. You've been warned. It's like this diner is just stuck in time and the rest of Lower Manhattan was built up all around it. It smells like American here. Growing up in Italy, did you see these types of places in movies as a kid?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Pulp Fiction.
Of course.
I mean, come on.
Pigs are filthy animals. I don't eat filthy animals. Yeah, but bacon tastes good.
Maybe no better diner scene in American cinema history, you're right. Every possible thing you might be ordering, they're prepared for you.
But do the French toast, please. French toast?
I have a 2 eggs scrambled with bacon.
Oh, this is the famous maple syrup?
They got it ready for you.
It's so sticky.
There's something about diner coffee. You just can't get this flavor anywhere else. I grew up in New Jersey, which has more diners than any other state in the US, about 600 of them. And I would order eggs at like 11 p.m. I was one of those people that would do breakfast for late night dinner. Even the eggs all taste the same to me. There's just this like consistently good diner taste. It tastes like New Jersey to me. This tastes like New Jersey. First time ordering French toast at a restaurant, period.
I think I tried to make them at home when I was still living in Italy, but I mean, they're not the same, of course. Let's dig them in the syrup. Oh, look at that. Mmm. That's actually good.
You weren't expecting it to be good.
It's very simple. No, I was expecting it to be heavier.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's a good breakfast.
I
I know they're really dying off in popularity right now, which is a shame because I think this is a real part of American history. And if you didn't know, the word diner came from dining car because diners actually used to be on wheels. That's why they have the shape that they do.
I didn't know that. I've always wondered why they're called like that.
Why are they called diners? A diner should be your first breakfast in New York City. Even if your hotel has a free breakfast, I still say check out a diner at least one morning.
I thought having Mary Jane wouldn't be featured.
You know there was food I'm gonna throw in the video.
American breakfast burrito. This is the reason why John got to drag me out this morning, because there's gonna be food.
Ben doesn't normally film before 12, it's true. Could possibly make the argument that we have the best job in the world. We're just eating diner breakfasts all day. If you can think of an easier job, tell me what it is. I don't know. Are you ready for 2 more breakfasts?
Oh my God. Maybe.
Maybe. All right, first time using Omni. It worked.
You know, I like coming to Midtown because here is where all the typical architecture of New York City is, at least for me, coming from a little town in Italy. What is new for me is these huge skyscrapers that just are so tall, and I don't know, they make me feel so tiny also.
TikTok Diner is probably the most well-known to tourists. It's like the cathedral of New York City diners. It's the largest in the city, and there's no other place quite like it.
Always recommend you get a seat by the window here. It's a great people watching location in Midtown. We're just gonna split these. I wanna do 1 order of the Reese's pancakes, 1 order of the banana bomb waffles. You can get breakfast 24 hours a day, but they got some nutty stuff like Irish Benedict, Philly cheesesteak eggwich, Nutella cookie crepes. And bring your cravings here.
Enjoy.
Thanks, we will.
Oh my God.
All right, can you get something like this in Europe, or this is beyond European standards for quantity of food?
No, no, this is like food for 4 people. Like each plate is for, it's a dessert for 4 people, each plate.
Welcome to the United States. There's traditional diner food, and then there's TikTok Diner, which is really trying to do some crazy stuff. We've got the banana bomb waffles, we've got the Reese's pancakes here, and in case you need any extra syrup, I mean just in case, we got more.
2 of these.
2 extra. If you have little kids, maybe love this.
Please, if you have little kids, don't take them here. Oh my God, it's good.
You're like, what have I done to my blood sugar?
It's very fluffy, but it has some crispy parts as well, the pancake.
This just has a lot going on. The little Reese's on top. What puts it all together for me is the little banana.
Oh, it's very good.
The great thing about 24-hour diners in the US, you can order this 3 o'clock in the morning. Whatever reason you have to be eating this, I don't know what it is, 3 o'clock in the morning, you want your waffles, you want your pancakes, you come here and get that.
Yep.
Shout out to one of my Patreon members, Michael, if he's watching. He sent me photos in Germany, how they have an American-style diner in his town, and that's like a whole attraction, like come eat like the Americans do. It had like burgers and shakes and this type of food.
Only Germans could do that.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see the comments after this.
This is perfect for tourists, I must say.
Yeah.
Like you come here, you want to celebrate. You don't want to have your usual kind of breakfast. Like this is something we would have in Italy after dinner, not for breakfast.
I mean, plus, you could split any of these for 2 people. They won't care. No problem.
Even 4 people.
Even 4 people.
This is one of those moments when you realize, I live here.
You do live here. What are we watching here? This is so Queens, isn't it? Walking
yes.
down
I was
the elevated
thinking about
tracks.
the same thing.
I know you guys are curious about gas prices, so here you go. It's like we're walking through the urban desert and out of nowhere this diner just pops in. It's like a mirage. I love it. There's even a parking lot here. This is the most Jersey style diner of all the ones we've covered today. So I already feel at home. Thank you. Thank you. This menu is also enormous. You can tell it's been here a long time. Got the laminated pages, can barely turn them. Most of the diners are owned by Greek people because if we look at the Greek immigration, particularly to Astoria, there's more Greeks here than just about anywhere else in the United States. This menu is just a signal to me of that. All these Greek foods, seafood, moussaka, all the stuff I loved when I went to Greece, all on the menu if you don't just want your typical breakfast. And Mary Jane, they even have Italian specialties here. Now granted, I think more American Italian style, but what do you think?
All American Italian, I can assure you.
Chicken parm.
The very, very famous in Italy chicken parm. Never heard of that before.
I want to do the Athenian 3-egg omelet.
Would you like with home fries or French fries?
Ooh. French fries. Wow, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Enjoy, guys.
All diners have their own personalities. This one's very Greek. Athenian omelet, feta, spinach, onion. This omelet is probably making me feel better about myself than anything else we've eaten today because this is actually on the healthier side.
Let's get some meat, some aubergines, and some potatoes.
I like that reaction. That was genuine, like you were going back to Greece. You could turn this diner into not just a spot for American staples, but also for Greek food. That's why I love it here. This is why people have told me this is the best diner in New York City.
Is this common for diners to have so many different types of, not only diverse cuisines, but also from breakfast to lunch to almost dinner?
You know, where I grew up in New Jersey, it was just like this. All day, people ordering all sorts of crazy stuff. It's one of those things I'm just proud to be from New Jersey. And if you guys are interested, maybe I'll do a New Jersey diner video someday. Tell me in the comments if that's appealing to you.
Almost tastes like Jollibee.
Really?
The gravy. Yeah.
That was the most Filipino thing you possibly could have said, by the way.
If you haven't subscribed to Mary Jane's channel, what are you waiting for? You want the Italian perspective on New York City? This girl's got some really cool content. Subscribe down below, check it out. Growing up in Jersey, I took diners for granted, and now after doing this video, I think I'm gonna take Adriana to a diner for breakfast next week. New York City is home to some of the world's best pizza, but today we want to show you some viral pies that have been making waves over the internet. We'll be eating New York's craziest pizza for those that want something a little bit bolder. Hope you brought your appetites. Crave It may not just be the craziest pizza place in New York City, but possibly the world. If you can think it, if you can imagine it, they've probably created it.
Welcome to Crave It, everybody. My name is Vishy Mandahar. This is my son, Kaden Mandahar. We want to invite you guys into Crave It and show you what we do. Come check out this tasty AF grub. So we got buffalo chicken with mozzarella sticks and jalapeno ranch. We got a little General Tso's action. Then we took it back to my hometown in India, the Indian tikka masala with homemade tikka sauce, straight recipe from India. Then this is my personal favorite slice right here, the chicken cutlet with white truffle. So we make the white truffle in-house. This is our most popular pizza probably, 4-cheese macaroni and cheese. It has American cheese, cheddar cheese, jack cheese, and mozzarella cheese. Can't say no to that. So we got our famous tater tot pizza, got like 50 million views online. It has tater tots, bacon, chipotle, ranch, scallions, red onions. I stole the idea from Hooters. Sorry, but I put it on pizza and I blew it up. There you go. This is another really cool one you don't see a lot. It's pepperoni, but we don't use hot honey. We use our super duper sticky honey sriracha. It's super sticky, great flavor, great spice. You like that one, right? You do, right? You want to take a bite? Here, take a bite for them. Tell them how much you love it. Take a bite, take a bite. Yes, kid-friendly approved. There you go. That's how we do it, Crave It. Yes, this is called the Desi Boy Pizza. We marinate the chicken for 24 hours with Indian spices, including tikka powder. And we got the cilantro. Indians love cilantro and everything. Jalapenos, we love the spicy kick to it. It's like the perfect Indian getaway right there.
Mouth is absolutely watering right now. Grilled cheese, super sticky, honey sriracha. I've never seen anything like this before.
So this is our version of a grilled cheese sandwich. We top it with our famous super duper sticky honey sriracha. We give it a little ranch to even out the flavors. And we got some jalapenos for the little spicy kick, black sesame seeds, and wait till you see the cheese pull. This thing pulls all the way to the moon, I promise. Watch this guy pull this cheese right now.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me here.
Do this every day. All right. All right, we have shown you all the prep. Let's try it. Let's do it, man.
I'm so excited. Here we go.
That tikka chicken is spiced so well. That is the first thing that stands out to me. It's that topping right there with the tikka sauce. Oh, this is fantastic. He's still chewing while I'm talking.
There's like a lot of cheese to process over there. It's sweet, it's tangy, it's pretty dense. There's more cheese here than actual bread. And you gotta be a cheesy person to like this.
You're the cheesiest person to like that. What I love is that every slice here is so colorful. It's like this place was made for Instagram.
It's visually appealing and it smells good. Every single one of them smells really good.
Yeah, for example, the cilantro on top of the chicken tikka pizza, because for Indian food, cilantro is very popular on a lot of dishes. So they go all out here.
Yeah.
Crispy street pizza with pepperoni cups, homemade truffle pesto, which gives it the nice green effect, and the taste is amazing. Homemade fresh mozzarella. Then for a nice surprise, we do a nice calzone crust, and inside the calzone is homemade fresh mozzarella as well, and our ricotta.
Yeah, and you killed the shape and the image here. It's really good.
Go in. What do you think?
You approve?
Looks amazing.
We've got Caden here. He wants to try his dad's pizza with us. Have you ever had the Christmas one before?
Not yet, but
Excited?
I'm excited to try that.
All right, let's do it. Let's try it. Go ahead.
Really good.
I love the pesto aioli sauce. Oh, that just hits different with a pepperoni. What a combo.
Solid 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Now, you're not just saying that because it's your dad's place, right? I think he means it. He means it.
I mean it.
All right, Ben, you're fired. He's a new co-host. I like him better. And if you guys like anything you see here, goldbelly.com, you can order a select menu off Crave It, and it goes anywhere in the U.S. Vinny's Pizzeria opened since 1960 in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Sometimes you get so hungry that you just want to eat the pizza right out of the box, but what if you could eat the box too?
A lot of people order pizza and they ask for it in a box and sit down to eat and then immediately just throw away the box, and it's just a huge waste and it drives us crazy. It fills up the trash, and I kind of got to thinking, like, what if the box was edible? And so that kind of got me started in the kitchen, just trying to make a box that was edible, and this is what kind of came out of it. And it started as just a joke to just show on Instagram. It just blew up from there and people started asking for it.
Could I order one pizza box pizza?
Absolutely. So now we bring the center pie out, and then we're just gonna slide on this baby right in the middle like that. And then we're gonna pop it back in so it all kind of cooks all together. So now the lid is gonna slide out like this. And the bottom pizza is gonna come out like this. And then it flips over, seals the deal. Here we go.
You're gonna have to explain how to eat it at some point first too.
That's not my problem.
That's not your problem.
Yeah. One pizza box pizza in a box.
A pizza box in a box.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. If you didn't know what was inside here, you would just assume it's a regular pizza pie, but no. This is monstrous. Look at that. Look at the lid of the pizza box pizza. If you guys didn't realize it by now, this is essentially 3 different pies in one. You have the white pie with garlic, a pepperoni, and then a Sicilian as the base. Sean was telling us that you really can't eat this all in one bite and not make a complete pig of yourself, so we're not gonna do that. He said what people like to do is they start by ripping some pieces of the white pie, the lid, and dipping it in marinara sauce. Zesty marinara sauce here, and then we have the cheese, which has really combined with the pepperoni underneath it, so it's got a lot of extra flavor. So this is just a little appetizer. This is the tough part. We got a slice of pepperoni that has cheese from the lid dripped on it and cheese from the bottom. I don't even know how I'm gonna hold this up. Something I didn't realize is the lid, AKA the white pie on top, is keeping the heat. So this is piping hot even after a few minutes. So much cheese, so much oil. This is absolutely like one of the most outrageous things I've eaten in a long time. I already spilled oil on my, a lot of dry cleaning after today's video. Oh, dry cleaning bill's gonna be big. I think the bottom part's my favorite. All the cheese from the top 2 layers dripped onto the bottom, which is a Sicilian. Just gave me this like strong cheesy bite. Wow. All 3 pies in one. Like a big cheesy sandwich here. If this pizza wasn't so good, this wouldn't be as fun. Oh, special delivery.
As if you hadn't had enough.
We haven't had
on pizza.
Thank you so much. They brought us the pizza on pizza. The only thing that would make this even better would be if there was small pizzas on top of these small pizzas. Just complete overload here. So you could take a bite like this, or you could just separately do that. This could be a thing. Mini pizza slices.
Oh my goodness, this is thick. Do I just take a bite out of it like this?
Why not?
Here we go. Wow. This is weirdly comforting. I love the garlic. We never got to the garlic part in the front, but like from the back here, this is where the garlic's hanging out.
Dude, you're just getting savage right now. I like it.
So if you have the munchies for whatever reason, this is a pizza joint to hit.
In the world of outrageous pizza, sometimes 2 is better than 1, and East Village Pizza knows that better than anyone.
All right, East Village Pizza has been around since 1997, all right? And this double stack pizza that I'm making right now, actually, I make this on a live stream that I was doing on Instagram, and double stack pizza. And after that, like, it became really famous. Buffalo chicken. This pizza has 2 things. One is double stack, but the other thing is cheesy. That's the most beautiful part of, or most like people like about it. It's cheese. Like there's not too much cheese. There's not too much cheese. It just, personally, I like cheese. I know that's too much.
There's no such thing as too much cheese.
That's right. I just tested you. Now I want to do a pepperoni. That's my baby.
You have almost 2 million followers on Instagram. You have one of the biggest accounts in New York City for pizza.
I'm the first guy who made live stream on Instagram making and baking pizza. I'm the first guy who did the cheese pool. And people and friends of mine, they were laughing at me like, what are you doing, posting pizza picture on Instagram? I'm glad I did.
Woo. Epic cheese pull. Look at this. It's like a pound. I don't think I've ever been to a slice shop that had heated outdoor seating. So imagine you want to go on a crazy date in the winter, order a double stack pizza and sit outside under the heater. And he said there used to be 2-hour waits for this. Well, it certainly talks the talk with the amount of cheese. I smelled that cheese the second it came out of the oven. You definitely can't hold this like an ordinary pizza. You need 2 hands for this. Okay, I managed to get it all. Oh, I don't know if I've ever gotten more of a flavor explosion from a slice of pizza in my entire life. That buffalo chicken hit me right away, topped with a pepperoni and 5 pounds of cheese, just smacks you in the face. I don't know how he managed to put this together where it holds up so well, but if you want something that is distinctly a New York thing, I don't know if you're gonna find this anywhere else. Start from the bottom.
Start from the bottom.
One-handed, I like it.
It's like I'm at a Super Bowl party. I'm drunk. I'm shoving pizza and mozzarella sticks, chicken wings simultaneously, all at once. That's what this is.
More so than the pizza, although the pizza's fantastic, I love the owner's story, how he worked his way up from a delivery guy to running his own pizza shop to going viral on Instagram. Just trying this pizza, I know that the other slices are going to be very good as well, but I also think that he personifies that New York City immigrant hustle, telling us how he used to sleep 4 to 5 hours a night for 5 years till he got himself established, and here he is running a super popular pizza spot. So that is, to me, more inspiring than the pizza. But the pizza, whew, this is fantastic. Oh, I'm probably not gonna eat pizza for another month after this, but someone's gotta do the market research for you guys. Tough job, but happy I signed up for it.